dressed, we've taken our jumpers off, Adam's got his fancy shirts out. It's nice and warm. It's getting up to 18 degrees where we are at the moment. I hope that you are experiencing some lovely weather where you are. I hope that you've been looking at your gardens and thinking, what do I need to do? What do I need to plant? What do I need to sort out? Because we've got all of the offers for you. Now, I'll run you through some of the interesting bits that you need to know in order to place your orders with us here at YGTV. First of all, there is an offer code. It will appear on screen. You need to use that when you place your order because that gives us some really amazing deals.
It does, Bex. I mean, if you can do a double up, if you ever got discounts, if we've got buy one, get one free, buy two, you know, all those offers, all those different offers, if you put the code in, you're going to be able to take advantage of those.
You are indeed. That also gives you free postage. Everything that we bring you from the potting shed has free postage on it, and it's all unlocked by entering that code when you place your order. You go to YouGarden.com to place your orders, but you can also use the phone line that you can see on the bottom of the screen there as well. Just tell the operator, I've got an offer code, please can I use this offer code? And they will put that in when they place your order, and you'll get the deals, you'll get the discounts, and you'll get that free postage as well. We have a club, a discount club, which is phenomenal. It used to be 10% discount off everything you buy, but we've actually increased that now. It's a 15% discount off of everything that we bring you from the potting shed and actually on the website as well. You'll see that option to join at checkout. Please do it, because today on your first order, you will save 15%. It costs you £10 to join, and then you'll keep saving 15% every single time you place an order for the next 12 months. So it's a fantastic, fantastic club. It's there on the website. We will tell you more about it throughout the show today. If you want to find out more, there's a little star at the top. You can click on there and you can find out more about it. YouGarden.com is where you need to go to place your orders. Now, if you want to email us, thank you, Ali G. I've seen your email come through already with your pictures attached. There's a there's an email address on the bottom of the screen there, ygtv@yougarden.com. Send us your emails, questions, comments, pictures, what you've been doing in your garden, how's it looking, what's growing, what's sprouting at the moment. Talk to us as well, please, on Facebook, so you can chat on there, you can chat on YouTube. I can see there's loads of you coming in saying good morning this morning. And of course the emails as well. If you're a little shy and you just want to send us a private email, you're more than welcome to do that as well. David is here on Facebook.
Hey, hi David.
Penny's here. Oh, David's order is on its way, is that right? Lovely.
Is this David with the Spaniels?
I don't know. Oh. David, are you with the Spaniels?
Because I follow a David on TikTok, and
right.
he knows lots about YouGarden, and he's got two Spaniels.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was the same.
It might be. Daniel, let us know. Is that you? We're interactive here. You can join us in the chat on YouTube. Neil, Elaine, Verna, Jay, Julia, Eleanor, Grimmy, Millie. You're all in and saying good morning. I'm sure there's more chat there. I've forgotten to put my glasses on, but I'll work it out. Don't you worry. We're going to get.
You've got to do the movement thing.
About here.
Yeah.
But yeah, at arm's length is now where I'm at. I've reached that age.
Do you do that with jars in the supermarket?
So. If I've forgotten my glasses, absolutely.
I can read it about there.
Used to be here, now it's here. Right, we're going to start off with an amazing deal first of all. Okay, we've got bedding plants, we've got shrubs, we've got perennials, we've got all sorts. We're starting off with this one though, because this is a bit of a deal we've got for you. It's the Rose Garden Glamour Collection, first of all, where you're going to get 5 named amazing award-winning roses, but we're also giving you some planters as well. Now, we were saying these planters not necessarily for the roses. They're a little small for the roses, but they're a great size. They'd be perfect for so many other things in your garden.
Yeah, especially this time of year. I mean, you look at the amount of plug plants we've got today, the amount of bedding plants. I mean, goodness me, these are fantastic. And they're just the right size, the pots as well, to be able to change over that couple of times a year without, spending huge amounts of money. But some of the smaller plants we've got could, I was just thinking off the top of my head, Bex, we've probably got
loads.
Yeah, I mean, like the hellebores and stuff we'll come to later on, they could live in these permanently.
But these are 5 named roses and award-winning. Let me just point out the price, and Adam will run you through those. It's a half-price deal right now. You're saving £31.47. You're spending £31.47. But take a look at that price in yellow, because club members, you're going to save another 15%, which brings that price down to £26.75 for 5 roses, award-winning varieties included in there, and 5 pots as well. Let's run through those rose varieties, because there's some really good ones.
Yeah, we've got a stunning yellow one, Arthur Bell, which is a really,
I've got that one.
Yeah, that's
I love it.
So well established. Then we've got Peace, the famous Peace Rose. It's been around for many, many years, world famous, the Peace Rose, and got a great history to it. We've got that beautiful pure white one there, the Pascali, and then we've got 2 types of Queen Elizabeth. We've got a lovely deep red, and we've got a really soft pink as well. So A really well-established, well-loved, well-revered collection of roses here that are going to live a long time, that are going to give you those fantastic colours year after year after year. Easy to grow, they're compact. Some of these you can grow in very large containers if you want, but obviously you can grow them in the ground as well. And I can just hear the bees and the pollinating insects buzzing around those at the moment, those Pascali. There's a garden that I used to go to when I lived in Bishop Stortford, had a whole bed of the Pascali. And the fragrance, they've got almost like a baby oil kind of fragrance, and a really gorgeous, sweet fragrance. And this is a bare root collection, and you might not find bare root very appealing when you look at them. We'll talk you through them in a minute and tell you exactly why, you know, these are a brilliant idea compared to perhaps pot growing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first of all, value for money, because this breaks down to just over £5 per rose. But remember that includes prices of pots in there as well, and they are awesome pots too. 200413 is the item number, and you just need to go to YouGarden.com to place your order, or again, the phone lines if you would like to. Here is the website. If you want to see everything in the show, just go to that Live Now button. It might be down the bottom depending on what you're watching on, or you can click there on the YGTV section. Scroll down, keep going. That's where you can watch the live show. Or if you want to catch up on one, there was the other yellow tab. You can click on there. I love that still. Look at that. That's brilliant.
Oh,
scroll down.
What am I doing there?
I don't know, but it's awesome. Scroll down. Look, that's where we've selected everything for the live today. Everything you're looking at has free postage as long as you use that offer code. Even the big heavy compost, every single plant, no matter how big, how small, no matter how much you're spending, you could come in and you could place an order for one thing if you wanted to, and you will get free postage on that. Oh, the Coleus canina, the scaredy cat, that's a really good plant if you want to keep the cats out of your garden.
I love that graphic.
I know, that's brilliant.
It really made me laugh when I went through and saw that last night.
So there's everything you're going to want in there, basically, that's got the free postage. Let's take a look at that Garden Glamour Rose collection, shall we? $62.94, but we did say it was less expensive than that, didn't we? Let's view that basket. Do you have an offer code? Yes, I do. YGTV. 1225. That's the offer code for this week, 1225. Apply the code, and that's where your saving happens. Half price, no postage, and if you join the club today, you'll save an extra £4.72 on that order. £10 to join, £4.72 saved, okay? But then you'll keep saving. You'll get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers. You'll get a couple of free postage vouchers, so it's really worth joining that club. Let's move over to the compost. We'll talk to you if you want to know about planting bare roots and how easy it is. We will come back to that, but it is really, really simple, okay? You might need to stock up on your compost, and we want you to stock up on the best compost. We want to turn you into a compost snob, because we are, and we're proud of it. It's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, Bex, when you find something in life and you love it, you stick with it, don't you? We're all like us, well, not all of us, a lot of us like our branded products, don't we? We'll only have one type of tomato sauce, or we'll have one type of baked beans, won't we? It's what we like, it's what we know, it's what we trust, and that's dead true of this compost as well, because once you've started using this compost, you're not going to go back to any other compost. I've used this for years. You know, those sort of cheaper compost. This, you know, be honest with you, this isn't the cheapest compost on earth, but the productivity you get from it, you know, really does reward you, even though you're spending a little bit more in the beginning, because you can buy one of those more inferior composts. The plants don't grow well, the seeds don't germinate well, you don't get that fantastic root system. You know, the plants really, really struggle. With these, everything you grow in these is amazing. Whether it's cuttings, whether it's seeds, whether it's fruit, vegetables, whether it's house plants, whether you're topping up the pots in your garden where the soils drop down during the winter time. Perhaps you're transplanting something. Perhaps you're planting your bare root roses and you want to incorporate some compost around the roots when you're planting them. This will do all those jobs for you.
It really will. Seeds through to trees, it will be the perfect compost for absolutely everything. And I say absolutely everything, there are a couple of exceptions. The acid-loving plants, they want ericaceous, but 98% of what you're planting in your garden is going to love this. It's 100 litres, it's delivered, it's $24.98, it's $21.23 if you're a club member. And of course, that code takes the saving off. It also gives you that free postage. So make sure you're entering that code whenever you place the order. We're going to go into more detail about that later on. Now let's just give you a quick sneak preview of what's coming up on the other table, shall we? Because, well, we've got the Power Daisies, we've got the Calibrachoa, we've got the Mixed Fruit collection, we've got our Summer Bedding collection in there as well, and we've also got those wonderful Pro Plugs in there as well, 3 different varieties. So we've got lots and lots coming up for you, and loads more as well beside all of that. We are Are we coming to the favourites still? I'm so sorry. We are indeed. Good. So we're going to go with the favourites table. We start off the week. At the beginning of our week is the Thursday, by the way. Hello. Welcome to our shows. We start off with what we think are going to be the favourites, and then on Sunday we will adjust this depending on what is your favourite, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our favourites table. Good morning to Ed, by the way, who's watching on the craft store. Thank you very much for your company. Nice. Oh, Ed, we used to work together, so thanks for joining us here. Nice to see you virtually. Let's start off at this end, shall we? We've got the Grand Daisy collection we're calling these. These are the Argyranthemums, aren't they?
Yeah,
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I say Argyranthemums.
There we go. I like the differences in how we pronounce things.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. There was a famous shrub called Cotoneaster, and I knew somebody used to call them Cotoneasters.
Cotoneasters, yeah.
So, you know, depends where you come from. That's why we have Latin names sometimes as well, so we all know what we're talking about. But these, we used to call these marguerites. That's what the common name. And I can remember when these first came out years ago. They were a massive, massive, massive hit in the garden centres, but they were just plain white. You just saw white ones. But now, with a breeding programme, oh my goodness me, we've got this fantastic range of colours. And daisy flowers are classic, aren't they? I always say, you walked into a primary school, you ask 100 kids to draw a flower, 99% of them are going to draw something that looks like a daisy,
looks like a daisy,
aren't they?
definitely.
It's just one of those kind of sort of flower shapes that's evocative, that brings back memories, that's just beautiful. You can just imagine the bees, the pollinating insects landing on these. And these marguerites, these will flower for month after month after month. They literally will just keep going for probably about midsummer all the way up right until autumn. In fact, sometimes in autumn they even have a little bit of an extra surge. And you've got those lovely dark centres with these wonderful sort of really beautiful deep coloured petals around, and some of them even got that little ring of colour just in between, kind of delineating the centre of the plant from the petals. These are charming, these are easy to look after, fantastic for pots, containers, troughs. You know what, you could even, if you had a large hanging basket, you could even experiment with having perhaps just one in the middle of a hanging basket as a central feature in a hanging basket. But of course you can put them in your beds and borders. The only thing Argyranthemums ask of you on marguerites is they like full sun and they like really good drainage.
Yeah, I know your flower for ages. I love them. Do remember that you're getting free postage on everything as long as you enter that code. YGTV1225 is the code for this week. And that's all you have to do to get hold of the savings and that free postage. Go to YouGarden.com to place your order. This item number is 401580. You can find them all on the show page on the website if you're looking at what we've selected that's got free postage. Let's carry on with our favourites, shall we? We're bringing you over to the fuchsias. Now, we brought fuchsias a few times, but Julie Horton is a particularly beautiful one, I think. Lovely, soft shell pink colours that you get from Julie, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a stunner, this one. This is going to, again, look beautiful all the way through the summer, and I just love the kind of the soft pinks. The kind of, almost kind of the little bits of white on that flower as well. Really great big flowers, great big, lovely pendulous flowers that look absolutely stunning for month after month. Great, again, I mean, all the things we're talking about are all good for hanging baskets, are all good for pots, are all good for troughs, tom-tom pots, anywhere you want to kind of create those really dramatic displays. And the great thing about these plants is, first of all, the quality of the plant that Bex has got there. You've got that fantastic root system. It's already been pinched out in the middle, as Bex is showing you there. And where that's been pinched out, what would be just one upright straight stem is now going to be a multi-branch stem.
You can see that there's two stems just where my fingers are there, just coming up there. So that really means you're going to get more flowers, doesn't it?
Yeah, the bushier the plant is, the more stems there are, the more surface area it is for flowers to grow on. It's as simple as that. It seems a bit harsh when this poor little plant has just kind of come into the world and only got to 2 or 3 leaves tall and you're pinching the top out. But we do that to create these really bushy plants. It gives you these really big, dramatic displays. And I mean, this is beautiful. This is a real sort of stunner, this one. You could have it a hanging basket all on its own, or of course you could mix it with other things, some lobelia, some calica brachoa, whatever sort of floats your boat, really, whatever you fancy.
And the thing is with fuchsias, they like a sunny spot, but they can cope in a part shade spot as well. And do make sure you're feeding your fuchsias. They are quite hungry. So if you haven't got some blooming fast already, make sure you're going to stock up on that blooming fast, because that's really going to help them and give you all those flowers that you're going to want. 400997 is the item number. You're going to get 6 plug plants in the mini greenhouses that come to you. The postage will disappear when you enter that code. You could just order one item. Now, our postage is £6.99. you're going to save a huge amount of money, £8.99 basically, just by using that code, because you'll get the postage and you'll get that £2 saving as well. So just one item, that really does make a difference. If you want to just come in and buy one thing right now, I know, I love those fuchsias, I'm buying those, and then in 10 minutes time we'll show you something else that you like, you can place an order for that as well, because there's no downside, there's no postage to pay. You used to have to get your order to over £40, but we've taken that away. We've made our club and our YGTV shows even better for 2025. So you're in the right place if you love your garden. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, I'm excited by this. The Coreopsis, the Uptick collection. I think these are stunning. I've got my... This, I'm putting... This is my top tip, and I think this is going to be really popular. It's a perennial as well.
It is, yeah, and it's those daisy-looking flowers again, isn't it, Bex? You've got that wonderful kind of daisy look there as well. And again,
it's the fiery colours for me.
It's the fiery colours.
Like.
And going back, I mean, you know, I've been gardening now professionally for 40 years, and when Coreopsis first came out, they were just plain yellow. You know, they were just sort of that one colour. But now, you know, with breeding programmes, and we've got such a fantastic, beautiful range of colours. And I really like it when they get these daisy-like flowers, and they start off like a sort of a dark colour in the middle, and then, you know, a lighter colour around the outside. Look at this one here with that lovely flecking around the edge of the petals there as well. You can, I mean, you can hear the bees, can't you? You can hear the pollinating insects. You can just see these beautiful flowers sort of swaying in the breeze. And Coreopsis are one of those plants that just flower like madness. Honestly, you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flowers on a Coreopsis plant, and they flower over many, many months. All they ask of you, again, very, very easy plants to grow. They like a nice open, sunny position, well drained. Of course, if you grow them in pots or containers or tubs, feed them as well. Use our blooming fast. Deadhead them if you can, because that will keep improving the flower, and it will, you know, it'll extend the flowering period as well. And then at the end of the year, just leave them. They'll die off in the winter time. Just leave the top growth on top. Let that sit through the winter. About this time of year next year, you'll start to see little shoots come from the base. Chop the old dead growth off the top, and they'll come back bigger, better, more established, and just keep giving you those fabulous, beautiful displays.
I love them. I think if you like your... Oh, the name's just gone out. Osteospermums. If you like your hardy osteospermums, I think you've got a similar look, but you've got some wonderful fiery colours here. And these don't need any protection, do they? They're fully hardy. Yeah. They'll multiply, and I think they'll work really nicely. So, Neil, I'm looking at you, because I know you're a big fan of your hardy osteospermums. 480984 is the item number, saving £5 on that one. £12.74 if you're in the club, of course, because you get that 15% discount. Dingo, we've got your email. Also, who was it? Grimmy's making us all jealous. He's going off on a cruise. So he says it's his last show today for the next 2 weeks, because he's going... Was it Caribbean, he said? Canaries.
Oh, lovely. I love the Canaries.
Lovely. Do you know what? We're looking at cruise this year, but we've kind of missed out. All the internal cabins are gone. There's only the external cabins available, and they're a bit too expensive.
So you're staying in... Oh, I couldn't do an internal one.
Yeah, no, we're looking... No, I can do it.
Oh, and I'll get the screen.
It's too much. I can't afford the external one.
I couldn't cope without a window. I'd be...
Anyway, good. I hope you have a lovely, lovely holiday, but thanks for joining us for the last time for this week, for a couple of weeks anyway. Balcony collection next. The verbenas that... Oh, the balconies, the trailings, Stu. Apologies. Verbenas are coming up next. The balcony trailers will come up next. We are going to do the Samiras. Now, this is the wonderful trailing verbena collection here. So this is going to be perfect for your hanging baskets, but pots and things as well, right?
Yeah, these are one of my favourite summer bedding plants, verbena. Those great big sort of flat heads of
this isn't the little lobelia. These are nice, big...
Yeah. I mean, they're about sort of 50 pence size. Yeah. In fact, even bigger than that, really. And look at the colours. I like these really deep, sharp, lovely contrasting colours. Flower for month after month after month. Really easy to grow. Sort of a nice, compact, low-growing plant as well. So if you've got a really hot, sunny area, even on the ground, you could grow these as ground cover if you wanted to. You might have a really boring, gravelly area, or sort of an area of paving. You've got some sort of cracks and bits of soil in between the paving. Well, you could plant these somewhere like that. They like a nice, hot, really well-drained, sunny position. But you put them in pots, you put them in hanging baskets, and they don't trail, say like Saphinias do, but they kind of gently tumble. I think that would be the way to describe it. Hang over the side of the pot. And again, with these, like everything else we've already spoken about today, because we don't want to bring you prima donnas, do we? We don't want to bring you plants that are a real effort to keep looking after. And again, all you've got to do with these is, I say, deadhead them Liquid feed them every so often if they're blooming fast. Keep them well watered if they're in containers, and just enjoy months and months of gorgeous colour on these.
Definitely. Good morning, Karen. She says, hi, newbie here. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. Millie, you made a comment. Is that a new plant standing next to you? I don't know where I was standing, Millie. So we'll find out as we move round. So probably it was. Yes, absolutely. Right, so the Verbena Trading Collection, 12 plug plants included in there, okay? So they come in those miniature greenhouses. And we've got different varieties, haven't we? So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the front of the greenhouse. There's a label on there. That then goes next to the letter of the alphabet. The letter of the alphabet is embossed on the pods at the front there, as you can see. So that'll tell you which colour is which. Just important if you are colour coding or, you know, doing various different colours within different pots and hanging baskets in your garden. Don't be foolish like I have been in the past, and you get all excited and you take them all out and then you've got no idea which one's which. If you want to colour coordinate, just make sure you're looking at those labels there. 400088 is the item number, and it is £12.74 as a club discount price. Use the code, please, to get your savings and to get your free postage. Free postage on everything. Woohoo! Let's move over then, shall we, to the last item, which is now the Decora balcony trailing plants. And you actually tipped this one as being quite a popular one today, didn't you?
I love these. I adore these. If you want a plant, in fact, you can treat these as perennials. If you actually keep them frost-free during the winter, you can actually get these to go from one year to another. But that aside, if you want a plant for the summer that is ridiculously drought tolerant, I mean, can be left to be really, really, really dry for a long period of time and not give up the ghost, these geraniums are definitely one to go for. And they flower again. I know kind of a lot of what we're saying today, we could basically say ditto, 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 ditto on all of these, but it is the truth of it. You know, these again, they give huge displays of flower for probably 5 or 6 months. They'll go right up until the first frosts, and so easy to deadhead. I mean, sometimes they almost deadhead themselves, but lovely, gorgeous leaves on these as well. Really lovely sort of glaucous-y, fleshy leaves that are really, really nice, and then these very beautiful, delicate heads of geranium flower in these lovely mix of colours that are so easy to grow. A lovely bright spot is what they need, a nice bright sunny spot, a well-drained spot. But if you're somebody, for instance, who works away from home and you don't always get to be able to water your bedding plants every single day of the week, well, you could leave these for a week in a hanging basket or a pot or a trough, and they'll be fine. You could come back at the weekend, give them a good drink, they'll be absolutely fine. And they'll just keep flaring their socks off. And then in the wintertime, you just keep them somewhere bright and frost-free, dry them, keep them on the dryish side, but bright and frost-free, not even particularly warm, just 2 or 3 degrees above freezing is fine. They'll bob along through wintertime, and then this time of year, they'll start to regrow, and you can start them all over again. You
can indeed, and that's the beauty of what we bring you at YouGarden. We've got something for everybody. We very much talk about YouGardening for everyone, and that's exactly what we've got for you. It doesn't matter the size of your garden, your ability as a gardener, or your, the amount of money you've got to spend, basically. If you've got a little bit, we've got something for you. If you've got a lot, then we've got something for you as well. 12 plug plants in that miniature greenhouse here, and this is the only way to get free postage via YouGarden on that item, okay? So use the code to get that free postage. It really does make a difference, doesn't it? 401461 is the item number. YouGarden.com to place your order, or the phone line, which is open. Just a quick reminder of these items, because they are actually really busy this morning. So starting off with the Marguerites, Grand Daisy Collection, 6 of those plug plants, £2 saving, 1104 in the club, 401580 is your item number. Next we had the Fuchsias, the Julia Hortons, those beautiful shell pink, gorgeous flowers. So far, most popular item on the show. 400997 is the item number. 6 plug plants included, 1104 is your club price. The Coreopsis, I thought this one would be the most popular, but there's still time yet. It's a perennial, it's beautiful, bright fiery colours, 6 plug plants included in there, completely hardy, at £12.74 in the club. 480984 is the item. Look at that, how pretty is that? The trading verbenas next, so lovely clusters of flowers here, a gorgeous range of colours, perfect for pots, hanging baskets, light up your summer displays with these, and you're getting 12 plug plants there there. 400088 is the item number, £12.74 in the club. And then we had the geraniums, the Decora balconies. They are pretty, aren't they? And so easy. That's what we like about these. 12 plug plants included, £12.74. 401461 is the item number.
They call them those Swiss chalet geraniums, don't they, sometimes as well? Because sometimes when you go to Switzerland and Austria, places like in the summertime,
you have them growing out there.
They're on the windowsills, don't they? Have them all sort of tumbling down, giving that beautiful look.
Well, you might need something to plant all of this in, and this is the best compost you will ever buy. And I know that because I use it. I've been using it for years. It's really made a difference. If you've got, ailing plants, repot them in the best compost you can find. It's perfect for seeds through to trees, everything in between, packed with goodness, an amazing texture, and it comes to you in the 2 50-litre bags, delivered direct to your door with no postage. So you'll get the saving, you'll get the free postage as long as you enter that code YGTV1225. Quick mention, just to remind you, on this amazing deal, it's a half-price deal on the roses, but also 5 planters as well. And of course, as club members, it's even better because you'll take another 15% off your order. Named roses, award-winning.
They are a named collection. And the thing is as well, in the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks, a lot of companies have got roses like this left over. We'll be potting those roses on, they'll be growing them on, and then possibly they could be $24.99 to $29.99 per rose.
It is those bare roots that you're buying that have been potted, basically.
That's it.
So do that job yourself.
And so you're going to save yourself a fortune as well, buy them like bare root. And you might look at these and think, oh, you know what, goodness me, that looks terrible, Adam. It's like, plants don't grow their roots out the ground. It's not how they grow. I got told off as a kid pulling plants up like this because my mum said I'd kill them. But, these have been lifted. They're dormant. They're still not coming to growth, these roses. And they will do very soon. We are getting towards the end of the season now. These have been in our cold store. They've been held back. But all you need to do, just quickly tell you, is when you get them home, soak them for 24 hours in a bucket of water, and then when you come to plant them, you see this bit here, this union bit where they were what's called budded originally. I like to call it this knuckly bit. Just make sure this knuckly bit is about ½ an inch to an inch below the final soil level when you plant them. Give them a good drink. You can even give them a liquid feed if you want. Just leave them be. And within 2 or 3 weeks, they'll start to shoot, and these will flower for you this year. You will get flower this year from them, and then next year and the subsequent years, they'll become more established, and you'll have these for 15, 20 years, 25 years. They'll last a long, long time. We've got, beautiful selection there. We've got Peace, which is a really, really famous one, which is that lovely sort of yellowish colour. We've got 2 Queen Elizabeth. We've got the gorgeous Pascali here, which has got a lovely soft fragrance to it as well. We've got Arthur Bell in the collection, which is a really, really sort of lovely yellow-coloured one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this is the Arthur Bell here.
Scent on that is amazing.
Isn't that lovely? Those sort of honeyed, orangey sort of colours, yellow in the middle, and then that sort of softer colour around the outside. Lovely, healthy foliage on there as well. That's one of the Queen Elizabeths there as well. There's the sort of the deep red type, and also we've got a sort of a pink type as well on that. So these are really loved, really well established. This is the Peace here, which is one of the most famous roses in the world. It's probably, I think I googled once, I think Peace has sold more than any other rose I think ever bred. So this isn't what I call a lazy collection. We've not just put any old sort of naff kind of roses in this collection. We've really thought this through. Glamour definitely suits this collection because it is a glamorous collection of beautiful roses.
200413 is the item number. It's probably the biggest saving that we've got on the live today. So I'd love you to get that whilst we're still in the bare root planting season. You've still got a few weeks. You'll be absolutely fine. An amazing value for money there. Use the code, please, YGTV1225. That accesses the saving. It also accesses that free postage that we've got on absolutely everything that we bring you in the potting shed. I'm just going to dip into the chat. Everybody's watching on the craft store. It'd be lovely if you join in. Why not send us a comment? Let us know where you're watching from. Tell us what the weather's like, what kind of gardening you like doing. Is it container? Have you got borders? Maybe you haven't got a garden, but you're watching anyway. Maybe you've got a balcony or you like your houseplants. We've got all of those things as well on the YouGarden website. I just want to say a few more good mornings to everybody in the chat here. So everyone's in saying good morning to each other. It's so sweet how you all say hello to each other. Olwyn was saying, just finished planting strawberry Cambridge favourite, which is awesome. You'll be picking some strawberries this year, Olwyn. So that's fantastic. Everyone's wishing Ian well on his cruise and hoping he has fun in there as well. I'm going to nip into the emails because we did get some sent this morning. So Alison, thank you so much. A few photos taken yesterday. The plants looking good in our garden. The Christmas Carol hellebores are still going strong. No signs of them giving up yet. If you want hellebores, we've got a deal on those today. I wasn't buying this week because the garden is very full. Then I saw the new Coreopsis and the Power Daisies and they fell into my basket. Of course they did, Alison. I love it. It's amazing how things just fall in sometimes. Stu's, hang on one second. Oh, I'll just try mirroring one more time and then hopefully we'll be able to show the pictures. Yay, there we go. Oh, so you've got a lovely window box. Tulips are coming up. We've got some lovely little daisies in there.
That's almost a bit like a lasagna planting, isn't it? You kind of got the different layers coming up through there as well, which is nice.
I had some daisies pop up this week. Not daisies.
You probably did.
I did, yeah. No, daffodils. Daffodils are popping up. Tulips are just getting ready, so they're going to be popping out as well soon. Very nice to see that, Ali G. Thank you. I'm just going to show one more. Here we go. The Christmas Carol of Ali G here. They are looking amazing. I love how those flowers age because you get the lovely white colours, but then you get the greens and the blush tones as well.
They really keep going, don't they? Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Even as you say, if the flowers are aging and starting to fade, they fade beautifully and gracefully, don't they?
Really gracefully.
Beautiful.
Nice, Ali G. Thank you so much. Now, this one's interesting. Dingo. Excuse me, I'm getting over the cold. It will go soon, I promise. He says, been busy with all the plants I ordered from YouGarden, still waiting on loads, lol. Couple of pics before and after, using old plastic boxes after I drilled drainage holes in. Cheers, Dingo. I like this. So this is the before. So this is what he started off with, and he's got all those plastic tubs and things. This is great, because what a creative way to use things in your garden.
I love it.
How cool is that?
I love it.
Put some pots inside, put some little bits around the edges so you can hide the sort of plastic bits, and it almost creates a raised planter, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah, what a brilliant idea, because those plastic containers would just go to waste, wouldn't they? And,
Great idea.
In fact, you can now reuse them like that. That's fantastic.
Well done. And Jay has sent in, here's my delivery from YouGarden yesterday. He says, have a great week. Thank you so much. We are having a good week. So there we go. There's his delivery there. So that looks like a fig. Definitely one of the Mediterranean figs. Is that the pineapple guava?
That's the Aca, yeah, the Aca Stellariana.
And that is...
the gardenia.
Yeah, it is a gardenia,
the little gardenia collection.
And then what we got at the back there, that looks like some kind of citrus he's got at the back.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one.
It's one of the citrus, isn't it?
The ones without fruit, isn't it? A fruitless one. So
Looking good, Jay.
Could be a lime, could be a lemon, could be an orange.
Who knows? We will wait and see. So it's that easy. If you want to join the chat, get in, hop on Facebook, hop in on YouTube, or if you want to send us some pictures, we love seeing them, we love sharing them as well.
I like
Details
that.
are on the screen.
You need to get that. You need to adopt that. Hop on. I like it.
Hop on.
You need to adopt that.
All right, I'll try.
I love it. Hop on. It's great.
Right, we've still got the details of the Rose Glamour collection on the screen, so if you do want to grab hold of that deal while we've got it, it won't stick around for long, so do get that one. 200413 is the item number. And remember, we do have those amazing savings by being a club member. I've talked a lot about it, but let's show you this little clip of film where you can learn a bit more.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
So there you go, lots of reasons to join the club, but the big one is 15% saving, £20 in vouchers straight back to you. You can save on your first order and the welcome pack will come out to you in the post. Just £10 a year, that's it. If it's on the auto renewal, of course, and you'll lock in that price, it's well worth it. You can cancel it if you don't love it, but you will. You'll love it, I promise you. I've saved so much money being a club member. Right, we're bringing you over to the next table. We've still got lots to show you after all of this as well, but we're going to start off with the power daisies over here. I just love the colour combination, the gorgeous oranges and lemons that you're getting here. Bright orange and a bright yellow colour.
Yeah, and these are sort of cousins, if you like, of the calendula, the pot marigolds, you know, that we've all loved. And the great thing about these is, again, it's that I kind of feel like I'm repeating myself a lot today, but you know, these will flower for many, many months for you, these beautiful daisy-like flowers. And the only option, or the only dilemma you might have with these is do I have them in pots of separate colours, or do I mix the two colours together? Stu, our producer, said he'd like to mix.
Yeah, I think it works, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think, personally, I think I would mix, but you might want a pot of yellow and just a pot of orange.
Yeah, that actually does look lovely, though, doesn't it?
It does look quite good on its own. I mean, it depends what sort of garden you've got. I guess if you've got a bit more of a formal garden, if you're a bit more colour coordinated in your garden, yeah, you might want them sort of individual colours. But you know, I just like a riot of colour.
Me too.
Really.
I like the random.
Yeah, I mean, if it was between myself and my other half, then you know, John would definitely have his separate. Yeah. And out the back, I'd just have sort of an outrageous sort of mix. But these are great for a lovely sort of sunny position, or sort of somewhere that's sort of partially sunny. They don't have to be sunny all day long on these fantastic container plants. Again, you could even grow these in a hanging basket. I think they could work in a hanging basket, sort of just gently sort of tumbling over the side a little bit.
Create that sort of dome at the top, and then just the tumble slightly around the edges.
Yep, so these come as well as what we call our jumbo plugs. And look, hang on a minute. Right, hold your horses. Hold your horses. I mean, goodness sake, look, there's a flower bud already. Look at that.
Now that is the quality that you get here, but also this is the jumbo plug, so this has been grown on that little bit further. Jumbo plugs are almost garden ready, aren't they, basically?
Yeah, well, these pretty much are, to be honest. I mean, and again, look at this one. I mean, there's a gorgeous, gorgeous one here with another big fat flower bud in the middle. So, you know, you've already got flower buds on these. You've already got sort of, you know, colour showing on these. I mean, what I would with these ones in particular is basically sort of put these outside. You know, I would harden these off a little bit. So basically what that means is sort of put them outside during the daytime, like we've got at the moment, and kind of get them used to the sort of daytime temperatures. Bring them in at night time for a little bit, and then after a couple of weeks or so, you can probably leave these outside kind of permanently, plant them where you want them to be. And the world's your oyster with these as well, because beds and borders, containers, hanging baskets, if you've got sort of a really boring blank area, I don't know, you might just have an old gravelly area or something where, you know, things aren't doing very much. These are such unfussy plants that just produce so much colour for minimum input. So go for these. They are absolutely stunning.
Amazing. Yeah, 480393 is the item number. 12 jumbo plug plants. Love those. £21.23 if you're a club member. We've got the Calibrachoa coming up next for you, and this is the Calibrachoa Calita double collection. So you're getting double layer of petals. You're getting bi-coloured blooms in there, some single colours as well by the looks of things. I absolutely love these. It's like a mini petunia, isn't it? But double layered petals.
Yeah, these are what I call dainty. That's what I like about them. These loads and loads of these really little dainty flowers, and some are sort of bicoloured flowers, as you can see there. Some have got a sort of a more solid colour to them. But wow, I mean, look at that collection. Isn't that beautiful? I mean,
I think they're stunning.
Yeah, I mean, again, just imagine containers, beds and borders, hanging baskets, pots, troughs, anything you like, kind of, with displays of these flowering all summer long. All they ask for is a nice, bright, sunny position. They're quite drought tolerant as well, so they're not one of those bedding plants you have to really kind of sort of worry about, perhaps like Busy Lizzie's, that you need to really keep hydrated. These will go for a couple of 2 or 3 days on the dry side, but not only sort of the mix of colours in the fact that you're getting these 6 varieties, but the mix of colour within each flower. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is really, really beautiful. And that's the lovely thing, isn't it, about all the sort of bedding plants we bring you. We all have our stalwarts, we all have our beds and borders with our perennials, our lupins, our delphiniums, our phlox, all the things that come up year after year. But the lovely thing about all these sort of bedding plants and plug plants and jumbo plugs and things we bring you is it gives you that chance, doesn't it, to sort of change the look in your garden during the year. You can sort of just put these in pots, put them in containers, you can move them around, you can change the feel of the garden, you can add those big pops, those big shots of colour into parts of the garden perhaps where there isn't any. And all of these plants we're bringing you today, all these bedding plants, they're so easy to grow. I mean, they've been bred now to be healthy, to be resilient, to be vigorous, to flower for a long, long time. And ultimately, all you've got to do is water, feed occasionally in deadhead, and just sit back and enjoy months and months of beautiful colour. Yeah,
a wonderful addition to any hanging basket, and you can mix those in with other, other favourites that you've got in your hanging baskets as well. 401564 is the item number if you would like to go for the Calabricoa double collection, 12 plug plants included in there as well. We're moving on to one of my favourites actually that we bring you at this time of year, and I've had a couple of these collections myself in the past. It's the Complete Hardy perennial collection that we've got here, but it's not just 12, you're actually going to get 24, so you're going to get 2 of each basically in here, and it's a mixed perennial collection. If you're starting a garden, a new build garden, or you've got an existing garden, but obviously every year, even in an existing well-established garden, there are gaps that form. This is the perfect collection to get. And you've got some absolutely stonking plants in here.
You've got some bangers in there,
the Bina bonariensis, you've got Rudbeckia in there, we've got the Aquilegia, the M. Scott one. That one's a gorgeous, Mrs. Scott Elliott. Thank you, Stuart, that's the one. I adore this collection. I think it's really clever.
And the good thing about it as well, this perennial collection is, it's like Bex says, these are going to come back year after year after year. They're going to get bigger, they're going to get bolder. We've got the hollyhocks there, those Chater's double, which are really, really stunning. They're going to give you that, amazing amount of height.
Middle, no, that one
We've got Alchemilla mollis kind of at the top here as well, which is a really good one for a bit of a shady area if you want that as well. And just next to it as well there,
that's
the Aquilegia.
I love these.
Yeah, they're really, really good for shade. And then below the Aquilegia, we've got some dianthus or some pinks, which are like a really nice sort of sunny position.
We love dianthus as well, don't we?
Yeah, and then we've got foxgloves. Everybody knows foxgloves. I mean, foxgloves are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Absolutely stunning. We've got some delphiniums there. We've got the Rudbeckias, we've got poppies.
Rudbeckias down here.
Yeah, just such a fantastic mix in here. We're pretty much sort of guaranteeing what you see here, but there may be some odd...
There might be the odd... This is a really good representation of what you're probably going to get. There might be a slight difference in varieties, but what we can guarantee is that you are going to get some absolute winners included in there. And this breaks down to something like 70p, did you say, Stu? 71 pence per plant for club members. And if you think about Rudbeckia, for example, which is one of my favourites, it's in my garden, absolutely adore it. One plant in the first year got 15 flowers on it. In the second year, I had 25 flowers on it. This year, it's going to be even bigger and better. And you can lift and you can divide those clumps. And each one of these, you're probably going to be able to do that with.
And you can, Bex, as well, because this is the perfect time of year for these. If we just sort of pick one of these up, I mean, down here, for example, we've got this little beauty here. Oh yeah, I mustn't mix them up.
Yeah, don't mix them up because they're labelled.
Looks like a little verbena to me, this one here.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And look, I mean, you've got that fantastic root system on that as well, so that really well-established root system.
Yeah.
You could, if you wanted to, put these straight out into the garden, but what I'd be tempted to do, I would just pop these on into a 9-centimetre pot or even a 1-litre pot. And, you know, this time of year, these are going to root and grow away so quickly. And then, basically, what you've got here, you've got an herbaceous border in a box, and nearly all of those will flower for you this year, and next year guaranteed to flower. You've got different heights, you've got different flowering seasons, you've got plants for different positions, you've got some that are fragrant, you've got just such a fantastic mix here, you just can't go wrong.
Yeah, I love it. 2 packs as well, so 24 of those plug plants. Just need a little potting on and growing on, and then all of those are winter hardy from that point. 71 pence per plant. Perennials as well. It's 480050 is the item number. Go to YouGarden.com to place your order. Use the phone lines if you like speaking to people, but just make sure you use the code, please, because that's what's going to give you the £10 saving and what's going to give you the free postage. We have free postage on everything within the potting shed, OK? So you can come in and just pay for 1 item and you'll still get your free postage. You could order every item that we've brought into the potting shed. We'll send a van to your house. That'd be so exciting, wouldn't it?
It would.
How many boxes would you receive? It'll all be free postage. How cool would that be? Right, let's move on. One of the most popular items from our catalogue has been this one. So, could very well be one of the most popular items in the potting shed as well. This is the ultimate bedding collection. You're going to get 120 pro plugs. You do not need to be a pro. You're going to get Geranium Parade, you're going to get Busy Lizzie Beacon, and you're going to get Begonia Sahara. I mean, those varieties are winning varieties, aren't they?
Yeah, the beacon as well, the Busy Lizzie Beacon is probably, you know, the go-to variety for growing Busy Lizzies. And what you've got here, you've got bedding plants here that just flower for month after month after month.
Collection.
And also, the good thing about these is you've got some contrasting bedding plants. So the geraniums, for example, that we're showing you now, they love full sun. They love full sun. They're super drought tolerant. They don't mind being baked. They will take some really punishing hot sort of sunny positions. But what we've also got the little bedding begonias, and we've also got the Busy Lizzies. Now they are quite happy in a shadier part of the garden, a cooler part of the garden, a damper part of the garden. So in essence, what we've got here, we've got a selection of bedding plants that are going to cover everywhere in your garden, from the hot, sunny, dry places to the dark, cooler, more damp places. There's no excuse with this collection to not have colour in every part of your garden.
Yeah.
And of course, it doesn't just have to be in your garden. I mean, all of these will grow in the ground, of course. I would probably put the Busy Lizzies and the little bit bedding begonias towards the front of the border, sort of act as edging plants. The geraniums probably sort of a little bit further back, more midpoint. But all of these will do fantastic in containers, any kind of containers. You know what I'm talking about. Your hanging baskets, your pots, your troughs, your tom-tom pots. And what you're going to get with all of these is just months and months of simplicity and ease of care, but with an absolute titanic amount of colour. I mean, incredible amount of colour. These little begonias, these little Begonia semperflorums, they call these. These never need deadheading. And also they have this great interest in the foliage. Some of the foliage is a lovely dark, kind of purpley, plum bronzy colour. Some is a lovely bright, shiny green colour. They don't need deadheading. They come in these fabulous range of colours. You've got the pinks, you've got the reds, you've got the whites, and they will go right up until the autumn. In fact, I used to grow these as a kid, and they used to get like a little bit of an extra romp on in the autumn. They would, like, you know, as soon as it cooled down a bit, they had another kind of a big burst of energy, and they would go right up into the frosts. And I can say ditto for that for the Busy Lizzies as well. They're very, very similar. Don't need deadheading. The geraniums, you can deadhead them, but very easy. As soon as the flower head is finished, just grab the base of the flower stalk where it comes away from the stem, just pull it to the side a little bit, and 9 times out of 10, they just just come away from the plant. With all of them, keep them fed, keep them watered if they're in containers. But really, this is the ultimate bedding collection for every aspect in your garden.
Yeah, I love that. 490371 is the item number. They're pro plugs. I showed you the size of them. It just means they need growing on. A lot of your plug plants need growing on before you can plant them out, because obviously we're getting frosts and things. So you're going to pot them up into 9-centimetre pots or whatever you've got to hand. It's exactly the same with your pro plugs. So it's no different. You don't need to be a professional. They're just a little bit smaller, that's all. But you get the best savings by doing that. Thank you so much for all the new club members this morning. It's clear that we've got a lot of new viewers because there's lots of people joining the club. So thank you so much for being here with us. We really do appreciate it. We love talking about gardening. It's our favourite thing to do, other than actually being in the garden, which we're hoping to do maybe later on, aren't we?
Yeah,
Get in the garden.
Yeah, I'm off to a customer this afternoon when I get home.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So yes, it is our favourite thing. So thanks for being here and supporting, and hopefully we can bring you all of these amazing deals for much, much longer as well. 490371 is the item number. By the way, we're live until 1 o'clock today. Craft Store, you're here with us until 12 o'clock. If you want to jump on to YouTube or anywhere else after that, you're more than welcome to. But you'll be watching on Craft Store until 12 o'clock. So we've still got over an hour with your glorious company. Thank you so much. Let's move on from the bedding collection. I think that's going to be really popular. But let's move over to this one, because this one's actually a lucky dip. And if you want to dip your toe into doing a little bit of grow your own, we have no idea what you're going to get. I do quite like the idea of that, though. I quite like the excitement of it. The thing with soft fruits is most of them are similar in the way that you look after them, aren't they? Mostly.
Yeah, and also the good thing about soft fruits is they don't get huge. You know, obviously, if this was something like apples and pears and plums, you know, you might be thinking, oh, I need a bit of space for that. But these, pretty much whatever you get, you know, if it's a gooseberry or raspberry, we're only going to get to a metre and a half tops. And pretty much, in fact, I would say all soft fruit you can grow in containers if you need to.
Oh, this one's a raspberry autumn bliss.
Yeah, that's nice, the autumn bliss.
This one's a blueberry. This one's a blackberry, but it could be a gooseberry. It could
blackberry
be
or black currant.
Blackcurrant. Thank you, Adam. That's why you're here. You just earned your money for the day. Well done.
There's no thorns on that. That's a bit strange.
This is why I need my glasses.
But yeah, I mean, that's the great thing. So basically, if you want a really surprising but definitely successful soft fruit collection, go for this, because they're all going to be winners. Well, you know from the history of watching us at YouGarden, we always bring you really, really good varieties of whatever soft fruit we bring. So it's like with the strawberries, we bring you the Cambridge favourite and the sort of the ever-bearer strawberries and all those kind of things. For example, and you bring you goji berries, and we bring you the pine berries and quite unusual different things. Ah, look at that, Bex.
That's nice and rooty, isn't it? Really, really healthy.
System.
Absolutely. Like, I know they're twiggy and they don't look like much at the moment, but this is the great thing here, because all of the excitement is actually going on underground, and that tells you that this is going to grow into something fantastic. And then look at this picture here. I mean, I just love the idea of growing your own like that. And you're just going to need to put them somewhere sunny, mostly, with your soft fruits, aren't you? Maybe it's part shade position. Use our premium professional compost in the most part. If you do get blueberries, obviously you'll need to use ericaceous. What else do we need to use ericaceous on? Some raspberries.
Ultimately, if you're going to put raspberries in a pot, if you can, use ericaceous, because they will be happier in ericaceous.
And blueberries definitely need ericaceous.
Blueberries definitely, but
be excited about what you're going to get here, and I do quite like that surprise. You've got a £15 saving. It's just under half price here, and of course you're going to get the extra 15% discount by being a club member. Make sure you enter the code, please, YGTV1225. That's how you get the saving, and it's how you get the free delivery as well. The item number is 310195. Go to yougarden.com to place your order, or if you like actually speaking to human beings, which is rare these days, why not use the phone lines 0844 502 0050. Now, we mentioned compost. If you want ericaceous, it's available on the website. In fact, there's a bag you can see down there, look, that purple bag. That's the ericaceous compost, so if you need it, it's available on the website. But our premium professional compost, we bring it to you every single week in the potting shed, and it's for everything else you're going to plant in your garden, whether you're planting seeds, whether you're potting up your pro plugs, your jumbo plugs, your normal sized plugs, whether you're planting shrubs, trees, maybe you're going for something even more big and established. This is the compost that they really want to be in. They want to be in this compost. They're saying, please put me in that compost, it's so good. And it is, isn't it?
Well, it is. If you just pass one of those little geraniums there, Bex, because when you get one of these little plug plants home, for example, it's got a beautiful little root system on this, and what it needs a lovely little compost like this, because when you plant that in that compost, there you go, that is going to be such a super happy geranium in there now, and I'll tell you why, for lots of reasons. First of all, there's a sort of what was I going to say? It's gone out of my head. Like a wetting agent. That's the word.
Yeah, a wetting agent.
There's a wetting agent in this, which is fantastic. So what happens is when you water this compost, it's going to soak in the moisture. It's going to soak up. You know, some compost, when they dry out, and then the water just runs straight off, like water off a duck's back, and it all runs all over you. This is going to soak in. There's a slow-release fertiliser in this as well. So that means this little geranium is going to be fed for up to about 6 months, which is really, really important. But also, because we've got that composted wood fibre in this compost, it's keeping the texture really, really nice and open. So that means these little delicate roots are getting oxygen down to the roots as well. And it means those little roots that are developing can start to get down into the compost, and they're going to form a root system, just like on that bit of card next to Bex. So rather than that kind of inferior root system on sort of other compost, you see at the bottom there, you're going to get a root system like that. You're going to get that really super vigorous, vibrant root system.
Yeah, and healthy roots on a plant gives you healthy plants, bigger, better, more flowers, more fruits. It's critical. It's the foundations.
Exactly. The root system powers everything about a plant. If the root system is no good, if the soil, the compost the plant is in is no good, the plant is not going to thrive. You're not going to get the healthy growth. You're not going to get the fruit, the vegetables, the flowers, the vigour. With this, you're giving your plants the best start in life. Honestly, I've used this for years now. I've got some in my greenhouse. I hate it when I run out because, you know, if I hadn't ordered
it's so annoying, isn't it?
It is.
You're always disappointed. You'll go down the garden centre, you'll buy a bag, and you will be disappointed. I want you to become a garden snob like the rest of us because we know the difference this makes, and so does everybody that has started and continued to use this over the years. It's 5-star rated constantly. It's the item we sell the most of here at YouGarden because we constantly get repeat custom for this. Everybody who uses it absolutely loves it. 100125 is the item number if you'd like to go for it. It's £21.23 as a club member, so remember you do get a really decent saving as a club member every time you pay for that compost, and your plant's going to love it. I absolutely guarantee it. It will change the way you garden. 100125 is the item number. Right, let's give you a reminder of some of the items on the show whilst Adam brings up some more plants for us to look at. This is the top seller, the Julie Horton, the fuchsia. I can see why. Look at her gorgeous petals. Look at those beautiful flowers. This is a stunning, stunning fuchsia. If you would like the best hanging basket displays, if you'd like a summer staple, you definitely need fuchsias in your garden. The foliage actually is the perfect foil, isn't it? It's the perfect backdrop for those gorgeous flowers to actually stand out. You're going to get 6 of those plug plants. It's £11.04 as your discount club price. Use the code, please, to get your saving and also to get your free postage. 400997 is the item number. The Verbena Trailing Collection. This is the next most popular on the live today. So 4000, 88 is included. Is included. 400088 is the item number. You'll get 12 of those plug plants, and it's £12.74 for those. Lovely mixtures of colours, just awesome little clusters of flowers that you get there. Again, you can mix those into your hanging baskets or into your pots as well. And actually, these, I know they trail a little bit, but these could go into borders too if you want to. Go to YouGarden.com to place your order and use the code to get your free postage, please. Marguerite Grand Daisy. I'm glad you're liking these. I thought you might. You'll get it. I just think they're classic. They flower for ages. They don't take a huge amount of work from you. A little bit of deadheading. That's going to keep those blooms coming for a long, long time throughout the summer. 401580 is the item number, and you're going to get 6 of those plug plants in there. £11.04 as a club member. Coreopsis. I do adore this plant. I mean, I love Coreopsis anyway. I think Coreopsis is a fantastic one. I don't have this collection. In fact, I think this is new this season, this collection, which is why I don't have it yet. 6 plug plants included, £12.74 for that collection there. They will be labelled, you will know which ones are which, but I think these would look great just mixed up together in your borders. And of course, they are perennial. They'll come back completely winter hardy, forming lovely little clumps and clusters for you as well. The Geranium Decora Balcony Collection. So you're going to get 12 of these plug plants. I mean, these are grown quite a lot across the Mediterranean, aren't they? You see these beautiful blooms just flowering for months on end. They're quite drought tolerant as well once they get going. You know, they do want a sunny spot, though. I would recommend a fairly decent sunny spot. 4014, oh, look at those. Aren't they dainty and beautiful? Love those flowers. 401461 is your item number. And you'll get those 12 plug plants for £12.74. The deal of the week, it's the Rose Glamour collection. 5 named roses, 3 have got the one has got the RHS Award of Garden Merit, 3 have been named Rose of the Year. You've got Queen Elizabeth Red, Queen Elizabeth Scarlet, Pascali White, you've got the gorgeous Arthur Bell, which is a beauty, and you've got the Peace Rose in there as well. So really well-known varieties in actual fact. Half price deal and 15% discount of that as a club member, but you must use the code to get the saving. You must use the code to get the free postage. You're also going to get 5 planters in there as well. Now, to be honest, I would not use these planters for these roses because they're just a bit too small for that, but they are still amazing planters. Use them for other things in your garden. 200413 is the item number if you'd like to go for that Garden Glamour Rose collection. Power daisies we saw over on the other table. Tangerine and yellow, or oranges and lemons is how I like to call these. Look great mixed up in a pot together, but also they look great like that, don't they? You know, their own colours individually. Stu saying, no, I need to see them mixed. Some people like them separate. That's fine. You've got the choice. They will be labelled. You can plant them however you wish. 480393 to have those wonderful daisy-like flowers in your garden for months over summer. Calibrachoa, the Calita double, so like mini petunias but double petals. And the colour mix here is beautiful, isn't it? Lovely sort of veining you get through the petals, but they're not just single colour, you do get bi-colour ones in there as well. Wonderful hanging basket plant, but great in pots as well. Don't think just about hanging baskets, they do tumble and trail over the edges of pots too. 401564 is the item number, and it's £12.73 for 12 plug plants. The hardy perennials, I love this collection. I mean, we mix it up every year. You get slightly different varieties, but just crazy value, perennial plants as well. And these are going to, I mean, Rudbeckia, that one you were just looking at. So I got one of those. And I think it was actually from the perennial collection, if I'm right. I don't know. First year, 15 flowers. Second year, 25 flowers, thereabouts. This year, they form clumps. I'm going to divide those clumps. I'm going to spread them around my garden. You're going to get so many amazing varieties in there. You know, there could be Verbena bonariensis. There could be Aquilegia in there. There could be the Rudbeckia in there. Just amazing. Oh, look, Echinacea. I just love this collection, and if you've got a empty garden, if you've got an established garden but you've got gaps in your borders, this is the perfect collection for nearly everybody, to be honest with you. And look at the price, please, because it's not just a pack of 12, you're actually getting 24 plug plants in there. £10 saving and £16.99 for 24 plug plants. So it'll be 2 packs. You'll likely get 2 of each plant, if you see what I mean. I love it. 480050 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Hardy Garden Perennial Collection. Please use the code to get your free postage and that saving. Next up we have the Ultimate Bedding Collection. So you're going to get those 3 varieties. These are the Pro Plugs. So you're getting 40 of each. Geranium Parade, Busy Lizzie Beacon, and the Begonia Sahara included in there as well. Colour combinations are going to work really nicely. And as Adam was saying, these, this collection actually works great for all aspects of the garden, because you've got some that don't mind the more shadier spots, but then you've got others that have a desire to be in the sunnier spots as well. You've got really low maintenance, like the Saharas you're looking at just don't need any deadheading whatsoever. 490371 is the item number if you would like to go for that one. £21.22 is your club discount price there. Big saving on there as well, isn't there? Massive. Now, if you're maybe going for that collection of 120 Pro Plugs, maybe you need something to pot them on. You might already have loads of pots, but if you haven't, we've got a really good option for you here. This is the Skelly Tray and Jiffy Pots bundle. So you're going to get the 3 trays. Each tray, 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 36. This feels like a lot of Jiffy Pot. How many would we get in here? 36 of the bio pots. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, that's 22, so there's quite a few here. You'll get 36 of the bio pots, okay, so you'll get, if you get more, wonderful, but you will at least get 1 for each of these. Now, the great thing about these bio pots is they are biodegradable, so what you're going to do is get one of your pots, put it in, obviously fill that with your compost. And then what you're going to do is take your little Pro plug, put it in there, and then you can put that on a windowsill. Obviously, you'll fill it with all of them. Put that on a windowsill, and then when it comes to planting out, you can bury the entire pot in the ground because that will biodegrade, okay? We do replacements, by the way, of the pots. You don't need to buy the skelly trays again. You can just order the pots. But it just makes the job of planting out really, really simple. So that one is available to you. We've got a £10 saving on that as well. So it's £16.97 as a club member. Please use the code. Please use the code to get your saving, but also to get your club discount as well. Now then, we're going to go over to the Coleus canina, the scaredy cat, and we're going to join Adam because Stu's saying you're not a cat, which is why you're not scared of this plant.
No.
Well, that smell is amazing.
I can't. That smell. I can't say what it.
No, it's a bit actually naughty.
Something else it reminds me of.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll move on from it. But this is so. If you're not a cat lover, if you don't own cats, and you're a bit annoyed about the cats coming into your garden and they make mess in your garden, and I get that can be annoying for you if you don't own your own cat, and you want a solution to that problem, so you don't mind the cats being in the neighbourhood, you just don't want them coming into your garden and leaving their mess there, this can be a really good option, can't it?
Yeah, well, John, again, my other half's ordering some of these, because in our front garden, every morning, John has to do poo patrol. And
does he?
Honestly, he gets 4, 5, 6 cat doo-doos out the front garden every morning. It tends to be a bit worse this time of year before the plants grow as well and cover the soil, because the cats can get in, can't they? But yeah, you can plant this, and the actual odour of this, cats really despise the smell of this plant. I find it quite pleasant, actually.
I do.
As a human,
it's
I quite
nice,
like it. But it will deter the cats. But of course, the thing is, it's completely harmless. It's not going to upset the cats. It's not going to make them ill or anything like that. You know, it's cat friendly in the sense that, you know, if they eat it, or they're not going to because they'll run from it. Yeah. So it's a really, really good non-chemical, natural way to deter cats from your front garden. Makes this sort of nice little sort of ground cover as well. Which is really, really nice. Lovely, bright sort of green foliage. And you can just sort of plant this between your other plants, and it will be a nice little foil for those other plants as well. Just spread them out and honestly give it a go, because it's much better, isn't it, than getting all those little sort of gel things you can buy and
I know, it's much better than getting annoyed at the cats as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I do appreciate people I'm not bothered. They can come in the garden if they want to. I mean, I've got dogs, so they don't tend to come into my garden.
That kind of works, doesn't it? Yeah. But some of my customers got these sonic devices, and I can hear them, and I have to turn them off when in the garden. They drive me mad, because every time you move, you hear this. Like, whoa, it's just something like this, just natural, you know, it's all contributing, you know, these are producing oxygen, they're growing, and
they don't get massive natural as well. They're nice little ground cover, they will spread a little bit, but you know, they are a member of the mint family, but they're not invasive like mint is. I know that can be a bit scary, but they don't take over like mint at all. They stay nice and compact, but just creating that little bit of ground cover, as you say, the nice foiled background for other plants, and hopefully keeping those cats out of your garden as well. 400092 is the item number, £5 saving on there. £12.74 if you want to get hold of those 12 plug plants. Why not? Give it a go. I would try it.
Yeah, well,
Did you say John's going to get some?
Yeah, John's going to order some, because we thought we'd just sort of dot them about and see what happens. And also, in a sunnier position, that's what I was going to say as well, they give off more of those kind of essential oils.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, the kind of the sunnier and the warmer it is, they emanate more of that sort of fragrance. But they do say most humans, you know, from sort of human height level, don't really pick up on the smell. But cats do, and they don't like it.
They don't like it.
There
you go, they can go in your neighbour's garden instead. £12.74 for those 12 plug plants there. Let's go on to a climbing plant for you. So this is the summer-long clematis collection. You're getting 3 clematis in here. I quite like it because there's some lovely varieties. One which flowers sort of early season, one which flowers late season, and I'm assuming the other one's going to cross over in between those.
Yeah, we've got a Comtesse de Bouchard, we've got the President, and the other one's gone out my head.
Yeah, I've forgotten as well.
But 3 fantastic colours in there as well, 3 amazing colours. And these are your kind of your clematis that are great for growing in between other plants, growing up fences, growing up trellis work, growing up old tree stumps, or...
Oh, Madame Julia Correvon.
Correvon, wow, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Very nice, I like the sound of that one. But, 3 gorgeous colours as well. You've got that soft pink, you've got that lovely more reddish colour, and that really, really deep purple. I think the deep purple's the President, which is kind of a really well-known, famous clematis. There we go, Madame Julia there, that lovely 4-petalled one as well. We've got the president coming up. Here comes the president. Yeah. Oh, so it's purple, not orange. Oh, it's not that president. Yeah. So yeah, that's really, really stunning, that one. And I love those kind of lovely stamens in the middle there as well.
Very classic clematis as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's definitely a clematis flower.
And this Comtesse de Bouchard as well. And these are starting to grow now. When you get yours home, don't worry if some of them are not starting into growth straight away. They will. They basically, clematis grow back from the root every year. So some, you know, sort of zoom ahead a bit more quickly. Some take a little bit more time. When you plant clematis, well, always plant them more deeply than they are in the pot, because that helps them establish and that prevents sort of problems occurring later on. And again, a few other quick things about clematis, which you probably know, they like a nice cool root system. So if you can somehow keep the roots sort of nice and cool, but have the top of the plant in sun, that's what they love. And they're quite big feeders as well, so feed them really, really well. But you've got 3 stunning varieties here that can give you, as Bex said, you know, colour staggered throughout the year because they flower at different times.
I put flat stones over where I've planted mine. That tends to help keep them shaded. If you're planting them into pots, excuse me, then you can put other pots around it. That helps to keep them in shade. There's lots of things you can do. It's quite easy, but just make sure they are in that lovely sunny spot as well.
Would you go for these in a tower pot? I think you could.
You could. I would only do one in a tower pot though, because these are quite big ones, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
But I think we might have the double-up deal available on the tower pots. If you want to look at our tower pots, then they're really good self-contained structures for climbing. But of course, you can climb these up and over archways and trellises and over fences, up the side of garage walls. Lots of different places you can grow those. 550 377 is the item number if you'd like to go for that wonderful clematis collection. £15.27 is your price as a club discount member. Next we've got, I love a Kojo no Mai.
Yeah.
I got one of these as a baby, as a 9cm, about 3 years ago now. I've got it in a pot. I put it in a nice sunny position, and the cherry blossom that you get on the Kojo no Mai is just divine. It is absolutely, it's one of the most breathtaking blossoms, isn't it?
Yeah, and what I like about these as well, you know, normally if you think about a cherry tree, you think about a prunus, you know, people sort of panic a bit, don't they? Because they think of this sort of great big cherry tree, and a lot of people know about the surface roots of cherries as well. They lift up the tarmac, they lift up the pavement, and people get a little bit worried. This is a really well-behaved, beautifully compact cherry tree. You could grow this in a tub, you could grow this in a container. I've only ever really seen these, Bex, to get to about a couple of metres tall, kind of maximum, really.
And it takes a lot of years to get there because this is slow growing, you know. It can get to 2 metres, I believe, two and a half, maybe.
I've seen about that height.
But it takes 10, 15 years to get to that sort of size. And I like that because, you know what, we haven't all got massive gardens and we want some slower growing items in our garden, and this is one of those.
Yeah, and it doesn't sort of zoom away really, really quickly like, you know, as I say, like some cherry trees. I mean, some cherry trees you can plant and within sort of 5 or 6 years, you know, they're sort of 10, 15, 20 foot tall. This one won't actually do that.
It won't indeed. We'll give you the details because we're still showing the clematis at the moment, so still press the button in a sec for you.
But another interesting thing about this plant, which I'm going to get onto, we're going to talk about the blossom, but even when this isn't flowering, in the winter time, it's got these branches that are kind of zigzaggy.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that from the ones we've got here because they are just starting to leaf up, or they're starting to blossom up. But as you can see, look, you've got this lovely zigzag stem there. And as this gets bigger, it's really, really interesting, isn't it, in the winter?
Yeah,
so even on a deciduous plant, that zigzag shape that you get is so, so interesting. And what I love about this is that the blossom appears just before the foliage.
It does, and my goodness me, you won't be able to not notice this plant because when the blossom comes out, it almost hides the stems because it's literally smothered in blossom. But
tight little maroony coloured buds just dance around the branches.
But really gorgeous and sweet and simple, aren't they? But really impressive. And then the flowers will last a week, a couple of weeks. Then you get the beautiful cherry petals, the cherry blossom that falls onto the ground, and then really lovely, very vibrant green foliage foliage for
vibrant.
the rest of the season as well. So this is a plant, whether it's winter, whether it's spring, whether it's summer, and then in the autumn, lovely autumn colour. These turn a really super bright yellow, don't they, in the autumn? So, you know, whatever time of year, you're going to get fantastic interest from these Kojo no Mai.
511047 is the item number. It's £15.27 as a club member. Please, if you've just tuned in and you're thinking, what's she talking about? Club discounts. You can join our club. You'll get 15% discount off your order. Today, you can start saving on your first order. It costs you £10 to join, and then you can get 15% off of every order that you place with us over that period of the 12 months. So it really does make a difference to join that club. Plus, we'll give you £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers. That'll come out in a welcome pack in the post, and in there you'll also get 2 postage vouchers as well, because we bring you everything as free postage in the potting shed as long as you use the code YGTV1225. If you're shopping the website, unfortunately, that does have postage attached, but you can use your couple of vouchers to get free postage on a couple of orders on the website as well. If you see other things that you want, you can get those postage vouchers. It's such good value, honestly. Please do join the club. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about it. But there's 2 prices on the screen. We want to pay the lowest price, don't we? The lowest price is the club discount price. That's why I want to urge you to join that club today. Loads of club members joining today, so we've obviously got lots of new viewers. Thank you so much for your company. Steve's in the chat on YouTube. We've not chatted to him before. We haven't seen his name before, so good morning, Steve. Maybe you're brand new to us today. Oh, apparently he's got lots of gardening knowledge. He's telling us about the clematis. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. I will grab the iPad in a second. Let's move on to the next item, the Eucalyptus gunnii azura. Ruth's asking, are the bedding plants going to be shipped straight away? Yes, everything we're showing is in stock. Stu has checked. Even the 120 plugs, yes. So if you're getting the Pro plugs, nothing is on advanced order, so everything's going to come out straight away to you. Right, Eucalyptus gunnii azura. This is one of my my top picks, actually, because I got a decent-sized garden, but I got a regular, you know, family garden. Patch of grass, borders around the edge. I haven't got a massive garden. I can't grow eucalyptus in my garden, but I could grow this one, couldn't I? Because it stays a bit smaller.
Well, it's strange. So we were just talking about the prunus, Kojo no Mai. We're talking about the fact that it doesn't become a huge, great big cherry tree. And ordinarily, people might panic about growing a huge cherry. People panic about eucalyptus. You say to somebody,
true.
do you want to grow eucalyptus? Oh, no,
thank you, no, thank you.
No, I don't want to grow eucalyptus. Huge, great big trees, and, they take over the garden. And no, this one doesn't. This only will get to about sort of 3 metres tall in time. So it's not going to be one of those great big ones you can need a tree surgeon to take down. It's evergreen, so it looks gorgeous all the year through. It's hardy. It will grow in a nice sort of super sunny, well-drained position, or somewhere that just gets sort of part sun during the day. The foliage is absolutely fantastic for cut flower displays as well. And also,
people use it as foliage fillers in those cut flower displays. If you're into doing your own cut flower displays, you can do that. Once this gets a bit bigger, you can cut those stems.
And I'm doing this, Bex, because wow, that.
Yeah, I need it.
Yeah, go on, because that will help clear your nose. That's
nice? So good. Love that smell.
That is such a beautiful menthol fragrance on there. And of course, in a lovely warm position, those essential oils really become quite volatile, and you can pick that up really, really well. And when it's outside, in the sun, it almost goes this glaucous-y blue colour. I mean, this one is sort of more green, but when you get it in that full sun position, it's amazing how the foliage colour can change. And it's good because some eucalyptus, they have what's called juvenile foliage, so the foliage remains one shape when the plant is younger, and then as it matures, the leaf shape completely changes. But this one always keeps that really, really pretty kind of leaf shape. That, again, is sort of exactly the type you see as a filler in sort of bouquets and bunches of flowers. This one actually is even small enough, I would say, to grow in a container if you wanted to, because you can keep it clipped, you can keep it shaped, and that's another good thing about this particular plant. You can leave it to grow into its sort of more natural kind of habit, or if you want to, you can clip and shape it, almost kind of make it into a bit of topiary.
You could indeed, yeah.
Up to you.
Love that it's evergreen and more compact, just making it more accessible to other gardeners in the world, not just the ones with the massive gardens, because there's not many of those around, is there? 510161 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Eucalyptus gunnii azura. It's 2124, and it's a beautiful plant. Absolutely adore that one. Right, let's move on, shall we? What have we got at the end there? My glasses aren't working.
Potentilla. So we've got
potentilla, there we go.
We've got 3 types in this. We've got potentilla gold star, we've got red robin, and we've got tangerine. Potentillas I've adored since I was a kid. They're one of the easiest shrubs to grow, And if you asked me to list one of the longest flowering shrubs, I would have to say potentillas.
Yeah, definitely.
They
go for ages, don't they?
Month after month after month. They start flowering about midsummer, and on and off, they'll keep flowering right the way through to the autumn. They need minimum attention. They're really drought tolerant. They're nice and compact. They like a nice full sort of sunny position. Great for containers, great for beds and borders, putting at the front of the border. Yeah, just a really easy but super rewarding shrub. These lovely little interesting kind of leaves on there as well. The leaves are really quite small, but sometimes, at certain times of the year, the shrub almost becomes completely covered, festooned, if you like, with these really simple but very vibrant and bright, colourful, cheery flowers that the pollinating insects adore. Yeah, honestly, try these. If you've got a sort of some gaps in the beds and borders or the shrub border that's quite bright and sunny, and you think, yeah, I just want some shrubs that are easy, straightforward, super frost tolerant, hardy, drought tolerant.
Long flowering,
don't have to do much with them. Just perhaps every couple of years you could just give them a little clip over with the shears, just to trim them back and shape them round a bit. They regrow from where you've clipped them back, and they just look fantastic year after year. 3 gorgeous colours there, 3 different varieties.
That seems to tick a lot of boxes, doesn't it, in the gardening world? 511 139 is the item number. If you'd like to go for that Potentilla collection, 3 9-centimetre pots. How long do they take to grow, Adam?
They are reasonably fast growing. I mean, these ones we've got here, these small ones in these 9-centimetre pots, I would say probably next year they'll be sort of 2 or 3 times the height, and then the third year kind of, you know, again, about double again. Mostly, when I've seen these, the kind of maximum height they tend to get to is about waist height generally. So, as I say, they're nice compact shrubs. They're not like buddleias or something like that can get really huge. And they have a natural kind of tendency to form a dome shape as well. So, yeah, really easy shrubs to grow. And I think in their native environment, they kind of grow in sort of seasonal riverbeds. You know, those parts of the world we have those sort of those dried riverbeds that flood certain times of the year and they're bone dry thereafter.
Yep.
That's the kind of natural environment they come from.
Fabulous. All right, 1527 if you want to go for those. We're bringing you over here, though. We're going to start with some grow your own, and I really like the idea of, I do a few grow your owns. I've got blueberries going, I've got a little appletini tree, I do my strawberries. How about the patio peach? Patio peach, OK? You can grow peaches here in the UK. It is totally possible, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And we can do it in the smallest of spaces with something like this. This is so interesting as well. Look at the shape of that.
It's got a fantastic shape. I mean,
I love this.
That is really beautifully branched. And I tell you what, if we came back in 2 or 3 weeks' time, oh my goodness me, the blossom on that would be mind-blowing.
I really like the foliage on here as well. You can see it on the picture here. The foliage is really interesting on this tree,
yeah, you've got those sort of crimson sort of leaves on there. In fact, they're almost, you know, sometimes, Bex, we breed things like photinias, for example, and you get that new foliage that comes through, and it's that lovely sort of reddish sort of colour, crimson colour. The foliage on this is like that all the time. It's always got that dark sort of crimson coloured foliage. You've got those really succulent, sweet, delicious peaches as well. And this is sort of easy to grow. This is bare root. But the blossom, I mean, it's fragrant as well, the blossom. When these explode in that pink blossom in spring, it is a sight to behold.
I bet it is.
So pretty.
I mean, you were saying, like, this is a really nice, well-branched tree, first of all. You want that kind of nice goblet shape, a nice open centre. This is already branched like that. I can tell how rooty that is. It's a bare root tree, so you're just going to unwrap it, soak it, and you're going to plant it. Heavy duty pot would be the perfect one to plant this in, and you'll get blossoms this year. You will, because that's already smothered in blossom on there. In fact, John and I, in our front garden, we planted a bare root peach that I got from YouGarden last year, and this year is absolutely smothered in flower buds in another weeks or so time. Yeah, so that's crazy. And again, when you get this home, you know, just keep it in the warmest, sunniest, most sheltered part of the garden you can. Yeah. And what we normally suggest is, if you can, while it's flowering and while the fruit is starting to set, try and just keep it out of the rain. Just try and keep it somewhere a little bit sheltered where the rain can't get to it. Once the fruit started to set and form, then you can put it outside where you want it to be. Really helps that fruit production if you do that. They are winter hardy, but just that extra protection from the rain really helps it. Now, if you're wondering what on earth do I do with a bare root, have a little watch of this. Here at YouGarden, we provide lots of bare root fruit trees. We've got all the classics. We've got the apples, we've got the pears, we've got the plums, but we've also got those soft fruit varieties as well. We've got sweet cherries, we've got peaches, we've got apricots. But for a real talking point, what about our duo fruit trees, where you can grow 2 varieties on 1 tree? They're so easy to plant as well. This is your bare root. Now, the reason to have bare roots and to buy bare roots is because it's incredibly cost effective. It's really cost effective for us to send these in the post, which ultimately makes it really cost effective for you as a gardener. Now, one of the great benefits of these bare root trees is that they never get too big. Which means if you've got a smaller garden, you can grow these. You don't need acres of land. You can even grow these in a pot on a patio if you want to. It also means you can pretty much always reach those fruits from standing height without having to get onto ladders. The reason they don't get too big is because they have been grafted onto what we call this miniature rootstock. That restricts the height of the plant, meaning that we can grow them in those smaller spaces. We can always reach the fruits. And if we need to, we can net the top to stop the birds getting at them. Now, this is how your bare root fruit tree is going to arrive. The roots will be wrapped. That just helps to keep them moist. Once you get hold of it, what you need to do is unwrap those roots, and then you're left with this root ball here. In order to plant your bare root fruit tree, all you need to do is put this into a bucket of water to soak overnight, give it a really good drink, and then you're ready to plant. We recommend, first of all, our heavy-duty pots, if you're not putting these into the ground, and, of course, our premium professional compost, because it's filled with so much goodness, your trees will adore it. Once you've got it planted, whether it's in the ground or in a pot, all that's left to do is to give it a really good drink. Keep it well watered. In springtime, you will start seeing all of that beautiful blossom appear. And then, of course, your fruits will start to come. Within a couple of years, you'll start getting really good crops. And, of course, you'll get them for decades to come. So it's super easy, honestly. If you can plant a potted plant, the only extra step is that soaking, and then the process is exactly the same. I'd love you to try something a little bit different. If you've never done a grow your own, or maybe you're growing, your potatoes and your standard things, why not try something just that little bit different? And of course, it doesn't matter the size of your garden. You can grow this as well. Just a nice sunny spot will do the job. 300012 is the item number, a £5 saving. I think £16.99 as a club member for a tree that size that's going to allow you to grow your own peaches really is a fantastic deal there. So do think about getting hold of that, and make sure you're using your offer code, please, YGTV1225, so that first of all you get the £5 saving, and second of all you get that free postage. They all look like this, so it's a really good one for you. Right, so there we've got that one. Next we've got for you the Wisteria Amethyst Falls, and this is a fantastic one that I'm sorry to keep saying it, I've got this in my garden, but I love wisteria. I think it's one of those plants that's very, what's the word, evocative, but also desirable, isn't it? You see wisteria growing up the side of traditional, old, beautiful buildings. And yeah, it's aspirational, isn't it? You can have this in your garden as well. Now, the great thing about Wisteria Amethyst Falls is that this will flower for you in the first years. And that is pretty amazing. If you know anything about wisteria, you will have realised that sometimes they can take 5 years, 7 years, and some people have waited even longer than that to get flowers from their wisteria. This is an amazing variety that will flower in its first year, and it will continue flowering thereafter as well. Now, it comes to you in the 4-litre pot, really nicely established. It's got the trellis, and you'll see that there is growth going all the way up and has been wound around this trellis here. Now, wisteria is dormant at the moment, but it is just starting to wake up. I can see various little bud points all the way around this plant. I've got 2 wisteria, actually, in self-contained pots in my garden. And I can just see those buds starting to appear. And very soon, you're going to get that wonderful foliage and then the lovely, beautiful flowers that pollinators absolutely adore. Wisteria is a really low maintenance plant. I prune twice a year. It's nice and simple. Prune the whippy long growth in summertime. And then in wintertime, I normally do mine in around January. You give it another little prune. And that's what helps to maintain the size. But that's also what helps to make sure that those flowers keep coming. Bit of feed as well. That's really important. They do really appreciate that little bit of feed, don't they?
And that one doesn't go berserk either, does it?
No.
It's not like the
nice
kind of
and compact.
Yeah.
Certainly in the early years. It can get nice and big in later years if you want to let it do that. But you can actually keep it pruned and maintain it.
But it's never going to be one of those ones that kind of goes right up to the roof, is it?
No.
And behind all your downpipes and in the loft and kind of...
I mean, some people get really annoyed about wisteria doing that, but if you've got the space for it and you've got the right place for it to go, this can be amazing. And that's true, Stu's just telling me, and I was reading an article about this. It can, I mean, look, I can't guarantee this, obviously, but there was an article, I think it was in the Guardian or anyway, something, that said it can actually improve the value of your home because it gives that curb appeal.
Well, when you see them in May and they're flowering, and you see people that have trained them really well on the front of the house, they look incredible, don't they?
They really do.
And of course, you get the fragrance, don't you, as well, from the flowers?
It's lovely, honestly. If you want a self-contained pot for it to grow in, by the way, I do recommend the tower pot. It is available. We've still got a deal available on this. I think it's on the live as well, isn't it, Stu? So that means we will get free postage on here as well. You can go for one if you want, for 2124 club members, but we've got a deal on a twin pack here as well, where you can get 2 of them. Am I right? Yes, 29.73 as the club member, so it's under £15 each if you're a club member. So one would be great for your wisteria, and honestly, I would go for 2, even if you're just thinking I've only got 1 climbing plant at the moment. Once you get these and you realise how good they are, you'll definitely come back and get another one. So go for the twin pack. When you move home, you can take it with you, and that's what I really like about it.
And also, what I like about it, Bex, as well, is that whatever you're growing up that, you can take it to wherever you want to take it in the garden.
Yeah.
So if you've got like that
360-degree display.
Get those sweet peas right outside your patio door.
When your wisteria's when it's looking bare in the winter, you can hide it away, and then when it's looking good, you can bring it out. It's brilliant, honestly. 130477 is the item number if you want to go for that twin pack of the tower pots. Now then, please do, if you are brand new to us today and you've just tuned in for the first time, thank you so much. Hello, I'm Bex. This is the lovely award-winning gardener Adam, who's joining us in the potting shed today. And we would urge you, please, to join our discount club. The savings are immense. It costs you just £10 to join, but you can start saving on your first order. 15% off everything that you buy within the potting shed or on the YouGarden website. You'll get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers. That'll come out to you in a welcome pack in the post, and you'll get 2 postage vouchers, so worth £6.99 each. So you can get free postage when you're shopping the website on a couple of orders as well. Over the year, because it's a 1-year membership, you will save a lot of money. Obviously, the more you spend, the more you save, but you will make that £10 back straight away almost. And I've been a member for a couple of years now, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I keep saving every single time I spend. Thank you to all of you that have joined the club this morning already. There's lots of new viewers this morning. Thank you so much. All of our regulars, we know that you know all of this already, and you are all club members, so thank you so much for your continued support. Let's show you what happens with that tower pot, shall we? So Stu's put one in the basket, look. It comes up there at £39.98, which is great, by the way. I did say it was £34.98, didn't I? And we're paying postage on that at the moment. So let's have a little look what happens. Our offer code, this is the magic key. You have to put this in. It's a different code every week. Please put this in to get your savings, your discounts, your free postage. So this week's code is YGTV1225. Apply the code, and then let's take a look at what's happened. £5 off the order and no postage. So now we're saving $11.99 just by using the code. How cool is that? So today you're saving $5.25 by joining the club as well, which is really important. Your club costs you £10 to join. You've already saved half of what the club membership was in just one order. So if you think next order that you do, you're probably going to save that again. You've paid for your club membership, and then you're saving for the next 12 months. And you've got your £20 worth of vouchers and your free postage vouchers that will come out in the post, plus special offers in your emails that come out. There's loads and loads of reasons to join that club, honestly. Right, let's move back over to our favourites table. We are here, and we're starting at this end with our Grand Daisy collection. We're calling these the Marguerites, and I Love the colour combination here.
I've just got to quickly say, it's not a saving, it's a more spending opportunity. For me, anyway. But
Adam loves this. OK, so you're either my mum, who thinks, right, I've saved that money, that's good, I've saved the money. Or you're like me and Adam, who go, well, I've saved that money, which means I can now spend that as well. So I saved 20 quid today, but I was going to spend it anyway, so I'll just buy some more plants.
yeah, that'd be me.
That's how I do it.
I'd think, wow.
That's why I'm poor.
I got loads more plants for my money than I thought I was going to get.
That's why we're still paying our mortgages and haven't paid them off yet.
You're probably right. Yeah, we're not been penny pinching, have we?
Let's move on, shall we? So in here we're getting the 6 plug plants. They are labelled, by the way, so you'll know which variety is which by the label here. It relates to a letter of the alphabet. The letters of the alphabet are embossed on the pods here. So if you are colour coordinating your garden, of course you can.
Do you know what's striking me about those plug plants, apart from the amazing root system on them?
Obviously.
Isn't the foliage lovely on those?
It is. What does it remind me of, Adam? What am I thinking it looks like?
You know, I knew you was going to ask me that, Bex, because I'm exactly thinking the same.
There's something, isn't there?
Yeah, there is something that's similar
think what it
to,
is.
and I'm racking my brains. And
we'll come back to it.
I can't think at the moment.
Someone in the chat will tell us.
Is it something vegetable? It's almost. No, I was going to say carrot.
I was going to say carroty.
Carroty. Yeah,
maybe.
Carrot, almost like sort of carroty foliage, but beautiful foliage and beautiful colours. Because when I first started growing these, when they were in the garden centres, they used to put signs out. They just called them marguerites, and they were white. They were just plain white. And we used to sell. Well, I say used to. I used to work at a place called Texas Home Care years ago, and we had a garden centre there. And the white ones, when they first sort of came to the market, they used to go out in droves. I mean, people bought hundreds of thousands of these across the country. But you know, fast forward all those millennia, and now they're in these fabulous range of colours. And what I really like is in the middle how they've got those sort of like that concentric sort of bands of colour.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I love on that purple one the way it's sort of delineating that dark eye with that lovely ring of white, and the same with the red one. It just really makes that flower stand out. It really makes it zing, and of course, it looks beautiful for our eyes. But what it's saying to the pollinating insects is, this is where you need to go.
Yeah, this is your landing pad.
This is your landing pad. This is where all the nectar and the pollen is, and fantastic plants for pollinators. You know, anything in the daisy family is great for pollinating insects. But what's great for us is this beautiful range of colours, and these plants that are nice and compact, have got that really attractive foliage, but have got the potential to flower for 5 or 6 months, all the way from midsummer right up to late summer into autumn, even late autumn. I mean, I've noticed, I've been working outside now for 40 years, and I can remember when I was first self-employed. I remember one year we actually had a frost at the end of August that was so bad it blackened off all the dahlias. Now we don't get frost like that until November. So things like this will keep flowering all the way up now till sort of mid to late autumn, until the frost sort of cuts them back.
There's some fantastic options for us in our gardens, and this one is brand new to us in the potting shed this week, and I hope that you're going to add this one into your basket. 401580 is the item number. It's £11.04 as your club discount price. Fuchsia Julia Horton, it's been the most popular in the potting shed this morning, and I think it continues to be that way. 6 of these gorgeous plug plants included in there, and the shell pink, just stunning colour of these petals is amazing, isn't it? They just need a little bit of growing on before you plant them out.
Yeah, I mean, that is sheer exuberance, isn't it, when it comes to a fuchsia? I mean, how divinely beautiful is that? The lovely, super shiny, healthy foliage, and then this cascade of beautiful, stunning flowers hanging down underneath. I can almost visualise hummingbirds kind of coming into these flowers and trying to pollinate them. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But, oh, goodness me, these are really, really stunning.
Long flowering as well.
Long flowering season, sort of right up into the autumn, and many, many months of flower on these. And the simple trick, really, because we don't see anything that's difficult or sort of a prima donna kind of plant. The secret with these: water them and feed them. Use something like our Blooming Fast with all the main elements and the trace elements. That will keep them flowering. That will keep them looking gorgeous like this for months on end. The actual dead flowers just drop off of their own volition as well. well. So you don't actually need to sort of pick off the dead flowers.
And they don't need the sunniest spot either, do they?
No.
Although they'll like being in a good sunny spot.
Yeah.
They can cope with a part shade. As long as they've got some direct sun, they'll be really good.
In fact, sometimes some fuchsias in sort of really full south face position in midday, they can get a little bit stressed.
Yeah.
So they don't mind actually a bit of relief from the sun, to be honest. But again, anywhere they can trail or hang, could be window boxes, could be hanging baskets, could be tall tom-tom pots. They're just going to look amazing.
400997 is the item number. 6 plug plants, and it'll be £11.04 as a club member. Please use the code YGTV1224. You'll get a couple of pounds saving, but you'll also get £6.99 saving of your postage as well. And if you're just buying one item, that makes a massive difference, doesn't it? Because £6.99 postage on a one item, that's like, I don't want to do that. If you're buying the entire potting shed, I don't mean the structure, I mean all the plants we've brought in here, then getting free postage on that at the other end of the scale also is an amazing thing as well. Getting all of those plants delivered with no postage, all that packaging and everything that's included in it. I love what we've done in here, so I'm grateful to the bosses, so thank you for offering that, because I shop here as well, but I'm really happy to be able to offer all of these savings on to you too. Let's move on to the Coreopsis. This is brand new again this week in the potting shed. The Coreopsis Optic Collection. 3 different bright, beautiful, bold, fiery colour Coreopsis here. Now, I've got the yellow Coreopsis, forgot the name of it, but I've got that bright yellow Coreopsis in there. Early sunrise.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly the one, yeah. Now, I know I'm going to get this collection, I'm going to plant this where I've got that existing bright yellow Coreopsis. But Stu, you're right, it would go really well in your herbaceous borders, where you've got your echinaceas, where you've got your rudbeckias, where you've got your geranium roseanne.
Now, yes. They'd look good with that.
They would, wouldn't
that would be a good contrast. Of course, these are perennials, so they're going to come back year after year. And all Coreopsis ask of you is put me somewhere bright, sunny and open and well drained. That's all they want. They don't need any more fuss other than that. Their plants sort of get to about knee height, so they don't need staking. And they just flower, again, for such a long period of time. Just deadhead them, they'll keep flowering. You're going to get 2 of each of these varieties. They're going to give you colour from midsummer right the way into the autumn. Plant them in beds and borders or plant them in pots and containers. It's completely up to you. But yeah, and just look at the quality of the plants you get in there with those lovely root systems.
Yeah, amazing. Wonderfully rooty plants in the mini greenhouses that will be boxed as well. All the packaging is fully recyclable. They are labelled so you know which one is which in case you are colour coordinating. We try and make things nice and easy here at YouGarden. Also very cost effective. 480984 is the item number if you want to go for the Uptick collection. But next on the favourites table, we've got the Verbena Trailing Collection. I wonder if we've got the favourites right this year. We'll soon find out. But this is the wonderful Samira Verbena Trailing Collection. And these clusters of flowers that you get here, they are delightful.
Yeah, I really, really adore these. These are one of my favourite kind of bedding plants, Verbena. I mean, these have been around for many, many years. When I started my first job when I was 16, we used to sell this type of Verbena, but over the years...
That was a long time ago.
That was pre-electricity.
Wow.
Under Thomas Edison.
Pre the internet, pre-mobile phone.
Well, it was,
I mean, I can remember all that.
It was. We didn't even have dogs or cats back then.
Still using outside toilets. Sorry, moving
Abacus. But these are just absolutely incredible, because what you're getting these beautiful flat heads of absolute stunning colour, almost like a sort of a cow parsley shaped flower head, but with these beautiful colours. And it's a nice compact bedding plant or summer flowering plant, this one, that will gently trail and tumble over the side.
Yeah, I mean, we say trailing, it's more a tumbling, isn't it?
It's more sort of a tumble. I mean, when they first start to grow, they're quite upright, and then as the stems get longer and longer, the sheer amount of blossom just sort of weighs those sort of little stems down, and gradually they sort of tumble and gently hang over the side of the container. All you need to do with these is deadhead them, and again, water and feed them with our Blooming Fast, and you will enjoy months and months and months of colour from these. They're like a nice, bright, open, sunny position. But I think for me, what really stands out is just the lovely, lovely, sharp colour contrasts there as well.
Yeah, gorgeous colours. In the Samira Verbena trailing collection for 00088. You're going to get 12 of them, all labelled, all in the miniature greenhouses, delivered to you in the best condition. Just give them a little drink when you get them, and then you can pop them on and plant them out when you're ready, or when the frosts have passed. Anyway, I would do that. £12.74 for all of those. And then finally, on the favourites table, we've got the Decora, the balcony plants, and these are, every year, these tend to be a favourite, don't they, these geraniums?
They do, and if you're looking for something for the summertime for your containers and your troughs and your beds and baskets that you can figure out about watering if you have to, these are the plants to go for. These are really insanely drought tolerant.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness me! These are real show-offs. These are your plants' egotists. These are really, because they just show off all summer long.
Yeah.
With these fabulous amounts of colour. You've got the pinks, you've got the whites, you've got the purples. They look fantastic. They've got lovely, beautiful foliage as well. They'll trail down gently. Again, not like Sophinias, but you do get that lovely trailing habit.
Yeah.
Lovely open, sunny position. Oh, look at that, Bex.
I know, that's amazing, isn't it?
How glorious is that?
And you do see these grown across, like, Mediterranean, don't you? And they're grown very much like that, like you're looking at in those pictures. But we can still grow them here. Please don't feel like you can't. They are suited to our UK conditions. And you were saying they can be perennial as well if you look after them.
Yeah, if you get them through the winter. In fact, sometimes you see these in some of the alpine resorts as well, kind of grown on those lovely old sort of Swiss chalets and places like that. So yeah, a really easy plant. So if you want really stunning hanging baskets, pots, troughs, you've got a busy life, you can't always be watering stuff all the time, but you want colour without any effort or hassle, go for these, because these will do that for you.
They will indeed. 401461 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. It's £12.74 as a club member. Please use the code. I know I keep saying it, but I don't want you to miss out. YGTV 1225. That's how you save. That's how you also get rid of any postage costs that might be attached to it. Quick couple of minutes on the compost for you. If you want to have a look at everything, you can go to the website, click on the YGTV bit or the Live Now button, scroll down, and that will take you to everything that we have got selected for the live today. So everything that's got free postage, you'll find in this little selection here. Now, if you want to find out what our YGTV prices are, just put one thing in your basket and enter the code YGTV 1225. Then when you come to this screen, the prices that you're looking at will be your checkout prices. If you're just browsing and looking what we've got, by all means go ahead and do that, but please don't pay attention to the prices until you've put the offer code in. Stu's put the code in, so we're looking at the actual prices here. If you hadn't put the code in, obviously those prices would look a lot higher. It's important to point that out, because obviously that could put you off buying something unless you're seeing the actual price you're going to get.
This is a dumb question from Mr. Not Technical here with things like this. Could I put the offer code in and then go back into the website and look after?
Yeah.
And that will give me the
That will give you the discounted prices, as long as you've put the code in. So just put any old thing in your basket, whether you intend to buy it or not. You can delete it later. Just put something in your basket, enter the code, then you can come back and shop looking at the actual checkout prices.
Brilliant.
Right, to the craft store viewers, we're going to lose you in 15 minutes. So we're going to do a review in a second, but I just want to point out you haven't seen everything that we've got available. We will be back on Sunday. We'll be here from 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock for you. Back on the craft store from 10 o'clock. So do come back if you're still interested in looking at gardening stuff. We've still got loads of things to show you. And if you do nothing else today, just join the club for now, because you know you're going to come back and buy some more in a little while. Excuse me. We are going to talk to you quickly about compost first, and then we'll give you a little bit of a review of what we have seen so far. And it is the best compost, isn't it, Adam?
It is the fantastic compost.
The compost that you choose to use as a professional gardener.
Yeah, I mean, I've used this compost for years, and yeah, I do use it as a professional gardener. I use it in my garden. I use it for my customers. I use it for my house plants, my bedding plants, my seeds, my cuttings, my fruit, my vegetables. I grow tomatoes, cucumbers in my greenhouse in the heavy-duty pots in this compost.
And I'm not a professional gardener, but I'm a very keen and enthusiastic home gardener, and I've been doing it for a good sort of 8-10 years now. Got really into it. And this is what I use. This is what I choose to use. So it doesn't matter what kind of gardener you are. This is going to make the difference to your gardening, isn't it?
Yeah, because you just get those professional results. I mean, for instance, what I've done, I've squished a bit here into like a big dung ball shape. And in some compost, when you buy, it's already like that. It's really badly compacted, and there's all the air squashed out. You've got to try and break it up, and then when you try and grow things in it, it goes all lumpy. But watch this. Look, with almost no effort at all, look, that just falls apart. It just breaks up and falls apart again into little fine pieces. And that's what's great about this compost. It's got that fantastic open texture. So that means those little roots can get down in there and establish themselves. It means the oxygen can get down to the roots as well. It means the water can percolate through. It's a hugely peat-reduced compost. And what I just mentioned just now is created by that composted wood fibre as well. You've got that slow-release fertiliser in here. So sometimes you'll see little tiny green or tan-coloured beads. They're your slow-release fertiliser.
So somebody asked in the chat earlier, I think it was Jay asked, is this an organic compost? Everything bar the feed, am I right, Stu? Everything other than the fertiliser is completely natural. Truthfully, no, but everything bar that little bit of feed.
Well, that's not bad going, is it, to be honest? No. Because you go to see some of these composts now in garden centres and they've got this list of, I don't know,
loads of stuff,
hydronic, phosphorus diflossamide or something. I've made that up. But all these weird kind of things that are in it, and definitely a gardener, not a scientist. And this has got a wetting agent in it as well. The word I couldn't think of earlier. And what that means is, some of those inferior composts, when they dry out in the summer, you come home with your hanging baskets of drooping.
I do.
No! Yeah. And you pour the water on, you're wearing it, aren't you? Because it just runs straight off. It doesn't soak in. This has got a wetting agent. This is what's known as hydrophilic. It wants to absorb that moisture. So many things about this compost have been thought out. Even the fact that we just sent you in these plain white bags, because Stu, our producer, always says the value's in the bag, not on the bag. We don't need to print loads of gobbledygook on there, because our 5-star reviews tell you everything you need to know. The results we've all had tell you everything you need to know about this incredible compost.
Yeah, if you want to go and check the reviews, by the way, you don't have to take our word for it. Go and check from real customer. I mean, I'm a real customer as well, but I appreciate if you want to go and check real customer reviews. We constantly get reviews on this product, and Olwen, I always quote you, one of our regular viewers here. She says it's a gold medal compost and won't buy anything else. And there's loads of people that say they stack it up and they store it because they never want to run out of it. So do go and have a little look at the reviews on the website. 100125 is the item number 2. 50-litre bags, comes delivered direct to your door in a cardboard box as well. No postage to pay. And going to the garden centre or going to the supermarket to buy compost, first of all, you're going to get an inferior product, but it's a pain in the bum, isn't it, trying to buy it and get a trolley and lift it off and it's wet and the bag splits in the back of the car, or maybe you don't drive and you have to get it on a bus or something. Just get it delivered direct to your door. I
like that bit where you pull the last bag out and you catch it on the boot catch.
Yeah.
And then you don't know you've trailed that compost
all the way round
until you look.
All right, so do get hold of that. Make sure you're using the code to get your saving and your free postage as well. Here's some of the reviews, for example. Brilliant compost, great service, arrived quickly, thank you. Quick delivery, looks brilliant. Great service, great compost. Free delivery, what more could you want? No more lugging it home. Good quality product. Yeah, I mean, we definitely know that, and it's the compost that we choose to use. And Adam, who's been a gardener for many, many, many years. It's only because I love him.
I don't mind.
But Adam
Adam
has been a gardener for a long time. He chooses to use this compost as well, so I think that really does say something.
But just one more super quick thing as well. The weight of this is really lightweight when you try and move it around, because I went to a garden centre the other day and I did need some compost. Admittedly, I didn't have any of ours, but a customer wanted me to get some, and I went to pick this particular bag of compost up. I left it. It was so heavy, Bex. It must have weighed about 15, 20 kilograms, this bag of compost. So I just went for another one that was lightweight, and this is super lightweight.
All right, Jay, I've seen your request for the pheasant berry, so we will show that. This is how wonderful the chat is, everybody. If you want to see something, let us know and we'll bring it through for you. But we're going to give you a little reminder before our craft store viewers disappear of some of the things that you've seen, starting off with the crimson peach. Oh, I love this deal that you've got here, that crimson peach bare root tree, which is going to produce peaches, wonderful foliage. It's amazing price that we're looking at as well. It's £16.99, and the blossom that you'll have on there is really cute as well. It's winter hardy, but we just say maybe protect that blossom from the rain. That'll really help that fruit production. So perfect pot plants. That's why it's a patio peach crimson tree there. £16.99. Use your code, get your saving, and get your free postage. Wisteria Amethyst Falls. This is the wisteria that you want in your garden if you're looking for wisteria, because this is guaranteed to flower for you in its early years. I mean, first year you'll get flowers, and then you'll keep getting flowers. A lot you have to wait for several years before you will produce those flowers. 5, 7, 10 years, not with this one. Stays nice and compact in its early years as well, and can be maintained with pruning. Not going to get massive like a lot of other varieties. 550308 is the item number if you want to go for that one. Scaredy Cat, the Coleus canina, 12 plug plants included in here, and this is the kind of plant that you want in your garden if you're trying to just deter the cats. You like cats, but you don't want them coming and doing their mess in your garden. Get yourself some Coleus canina. It's a really nice sort of low growing, mounded shape that you get from this, but it just has this scent that cats don't like. So 400092 is the item number, and it's £12.74 for those 12 plug plants. Let us know if you've gone for this next one, will you please? This one is the Potentilla mix. You're going to get 3 of those 9cm pots, and Adam was telling us how amazing this is because it's easy. It flowers for ages as well. A wonderful background of foliage as a foil for those flowers, and you're saving £12 on that one. If you use your code YGTV1225, 1527 for you club members, 511139. We've got the Summer Long Clematis collection, 3 different varieties in there, one slightly earlier, one slightly later flowering, and one's going to cross over between the two. So you're going to get summer long flowers from this Clematis collection. Lovely colours, nice bold brights, but then also a more soft kind of tone there as well. 550377 is the item number with a £12 saving. If you've got a structure to cover, a pergola, an archway, a trellis, a boring fence, or a side of a garage wall or something, somewhere nice and sunny, then get yourself a clematis to climb up there. 550377 is the item number. The Eucalyptus guineae, a fabulous evergreen. Oh, that pot looks beautiful in that pot, doesn't it? This is a lovely planting suggestion for you, but it's an evergreen plant, which is what we enjoy here. It's nice and compact too, so full size it can probably get to about 3 meters, which is really compact for a eucalyptus, but you can actually maintain it, you can prune it back. This isn't going to require a tree surgeon every few years to come around and contain it for you. And of course you could grow it in a pot as well. It makes it accessible for people with smaller gardens to have eucalyptus. And if you like your flower arranging and you use eucalyptus as a foliage filler, well, you don't have to buy it, you can trim it from your own plant. 510161 is the item number. Power daisies for you next. The oranges and lemons, or we call them yellow and tangy. But these are jumbo plugs. Please remember that, because jumbo plugs are kind of like almost a garden ready, okay? I would still be growing them on a little bit. I still wouldn't be planting them out just yet because obviously we're still getting some night frosts, but do grow them on. They're bigger, they're stronger. Means you're going to get bigger, better results earlier on by just having that head start you've got with the jumbo plug plants. £9 saving there, 480393. Use the code please to get your saving, and also to get your free postage. Everything in the potting shed has free postage with that offer code. Marguerite Grand Daisy, brand new this week to us in the potting shed. Aren't they pretty? Those concentric circles, the landing pad for the pollinators, the bright, bold colours, the mixture of colours that you've got there. It's just happiness, isn't it? It just makes you smile when you look at those. 401580 is the item number, and you've got a £2 saving. Plus, you'll get your free postage using that offer code YGTV 1225. Next, we've got Julie Horton Fuchsia's most popular item on the live for you today. 6 plug plants here. Lovely summer flowers. Just feed, water, sunny spot, but give them a little bit of a break from the sunshine. They will really appreciate that. Absolutely adore that one. Gorgeous colours. 400997 is the item number. And then we've got our rose collection, the deal of the week, and it really is a deal of the week. Half price saving here for you. 30 £1.47 saving, and 15% off that as well as a club member. You're going to get 5 named roses, award-winning. You've got, you know, Rose of the Year, 3 of them. You've got an RHS Award, a Garden Merit for the Arthur Bell included in there. Really, really popular roses, and we're also going to give you 5 planters as well. 200413 is the item number. And then Skelly trays. I love these with the biodegradable pots. This is fantastic for growing on any of your plug plants, and you get the biodegradable pots, so you don't have to transplant them. You can actually just plant those biodegradable pots into the ground and they will just naturally biodegrade, and then we can provide you with those refills as well, so you don't have to keep getting the Skelly pots, the Skelly trays. You can just buy the pots to replenish your collection for next year. Now, thank you so much for all your company. I want to say a big thank you to Craft Store, guys. You're going to be disappearing in a couple of minutes. Everyone else was sticking around for another hour, so we're going to show you some more of the plants. If you want to come and join us anywhere else, Craft Store people, then you're more than welcome to. If you do nothing else, I really want you to join the club. So we're going to show you a little bit of film to tell you all of the benefits and why you should be joining the club today.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for staying with us. Jay, you asked to see the pheasant berry, the Lysosteria?
Lysosteria?
There we go, I got it right. So we're going to show you that now. And this is what you can do, obviously. Regulars, I know you know this. If you want to see something, because sometimes we haven't selected it to actually show during the live today. We might have held it back for Sunday, but if you let us know, we can always bring it forward for you. So let's show you that, shall we? The pheasant berry, the golden lantern. We've brought this once before, or a couple of times before in the potting shed, and it is a really beautiful flower you get from this one.
It is, and it's easy to grow as well.
Yeah, and we never brought one this size either. It's always been smaller.
Yeah, I've had customers over the years, many customers who've grown these pheasant berry or pheasant eye. So-called pheasant berry because they have these sort of black, really small black berries that are meant to resemble a pheasant's eye.
Right, yeah.
So hence the name there. They will grow in full sun, they will grow in shade, they will grow on pretty much any soil, heavy soils, light soils. They're super frost resistant, they're drought tolerant. They get to about 2.5 metres tall. You can prune them down and reduce the height of them very easily. This one has gorgeous sort of goldeny coloured foliage, and then you have these wonderful sort of pendulous flowers that are wow. Yeah, I mean, well, you've got to see them. I mean, how would you describe that to somebody?
I know.
Yeah, I mean, they are really incredible, unusual sort of flowers. almost like little honeysuckle flowers kind of hanging down between those bracts.
How big can this plant get then?
I mean, I'm just thinking about the ones in my customers' gardens. Generally, they're about about 1.5 metres to 2 metres.
Nice.
So get a little bit taller than that if you leave them. But
and not fussy on soil type either.
No,
these
no.
They don't need anything special, do they?
Really, I mean, and they don't even worry about poor soils. In fact, they do seed themselves about as well. If you have a pheasant berry and you leave the berries on, quite often in the spring you look underneath, you'll see little baby plants sort of coming up, and so and you can transplant those or you can get rid of them, whatever you want to do really. But as I say, I've probably seen hundreds of these over the years in different customers' gardens, and they really are one of those shrubs that you just plant and you just leave it, and once you planted it, you don't need to do anything with it. I mean, as I say, you can this time of year. With some of my customers, what I do, I just tidy them up a little bit. So I might, if it's an established plant, I might take out some of the really older canes at ground level, but I leave the more greenish coloured ones in, and you can just trim them down a little bit to above a leaf joint if you want to. You don't have to. But honestly, if you want something that's really easy to grow, stunning flowers, but a plant that is totally undemanding, grow this. It pretty much grow in any area of your garden, and as I say, it's not really fussed about soil. It's just one of those really good doers.
Yeah, a good doer, just like you, Adam. 511523 is the item number if you'd like to go for that, Jay. I hope we've piqued your interest there. It's in the 3 litre pot, so it's a really nice established one, and it's only £16.99 as a club member. Make sure you use that code to get your saving. Make sure you use that code to get the free postage, and it's a wonderful rooty plant. Absolutely. 511523 is the item number.
Nearly had your eyes in the end of that, didn't I?
You did. It's all right. Yeah. I saw it coming.
So
nearly poked my eye out.
Fantastic root system there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, nearly a Bex eye berry, wasn't it, rather than a pheasant eye?
Bex eye berry, yeah. Right, next we've got for you the Hardy Hibiscus collection. So 3 fantastic varieties. This is the one I've got. I think it's called Marina. Am I right?
Yeah, there's Marina. Also, it could be Bluebird. There's a Wazzo
mine's
Black.
Definitely called Marina.
Marina.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I love it. I absolutely adore hibiscus. Beautiful, kind of tropical looking flowers. But these are hardy ones, aren't they?
Yeah, these are hardy. Because when sometimes when you go abroad, who is it said they're going on a cruise to the Canaries? Grimmy. Well, you'll see all around the Canaries hibiscus growing all over the place. Those bright red and bright orange ones. Can't grow them here. They're not hardy.
No.
These will go down to -20, -22. They are crazy, crazy hardy plants, these. They're quite late to come into leaf, so don't panic about that.
Yeah, but actually,
buds, yeah.
And not just sort of hardened buds, you can see the colour starting to come on these. You can see those lovely kind of yellowy green colours come in, so it's starting.
And these will definitely flower for you this year. These are really beautifully well grown on plants.
Well, they're 2 litre pots, aren't they? So that does mean these are, I mean, obviously we do smaller pots. We do the sort of 9 centimetre pots, but I have not taken this out of the pot.
Check it out. Look at that root system. Isn't that beautiful? Wow.
Rooty.
Look at that. That is a really, really happy, mature plant.
Isn't it?
Now, the fantastic thing about hibiscus, apart from the fact they are one of my favourite shrubs, is that they are great for late summer colour, because you know when most shrubs are finished flowering, these come into flower from midsummer and they'll go right the way up into autumn.
I always call them the transitional one, or one of. You can get a few, but this transitions, doesn't it, for you from summer through to autumn.
Yeah, I mean, I call them sort of the lilacs of the autumn, because like in spring, you've got lilacs everywhere. Well, and they give you the first sort of really big, impressive colour. Well, these give you that autumn colour. They can get to about a couple of metres tall. They've got a lovely upright habit. They grow like a goblet kind of shape. Lovely upright stems, smothered in dozens and dozens, hundreds of flowers actually once they mature. Each flower only lasts a day, but don't let you alarm you, because one falls off, more keep coming.
And you get so many of them.
Oh, loads. Yeah.
And it really is a standout plant. Completely hardy, really easy to grow, not fussy on soil type, just sunny.
Yeah, sunny, that's all it needs, a bright sunny position. Absolutely adored by the pollinating insects. They'll be all over this plant. They really love it, because you look at the centre part of that plant, that is so smothered in pollen and nectar. But yeah, a real uplifting, glorious, happy, cheerful, colourful shrub that's disease-free, easy to grow. grow. And these plants, yeah, these are remarkable, and these will flower this year, and very easy to prune. If they get too tall, higher than you want them to be, this time of year, cut them down to whatever height you want, and the new growth that comes will flower for you in the same year.
£11.33 thereabouts pence each.
That's insane.
For these plants. As a club member, that is what you're paying here, okay? So that is crazy when you're looking at a 2-litre plant, really nicely established. 510152 is the item number. Use your code, gives you your saving, which, by the way, is £35. Are you kidding me? £35 saving off there. Plus that code will give you your free postage as well. 3 big plants delivered absolutely free of charge. Right, bringing you back over to the table here, show you some of the items you haven't seen yet. We're into our last hour, so let's get through as many as we can. We're giving you another chance to get hold of the hellebores, the double Ellens. We had some... Ali G, you sent us the message earlier, didn't you, with your photo of your Christmas Carol hellebores and how they just keep going and they're still looking amazing now. I would get hold of these because you're getting 6 of these amazing plants. They're the double Ellens as well, so lovely double ruffled petals that you're getting here, because this is your early colour in the garden. This is sort of late January, February, March... maybe into April as well. They can go into April as well. This is that early season colour though, isn't it? This is when not a lot else is happening. You want hellebores.
I really can't think of many more perennials that flower that early in the year as these do. They really are incredible.
When they come out alongside your snowdrops, and we always talk about how snowdrops are such brave little flowers and the first ones to poke their heads up through the ground. Your hellebores are a great companion. Yeah,
well, it's funny to say that because that place I always forget, its second name is Abbey and it's in Cambridge. And they're famous for the snowdrops, not Wolverham Abbey, no, it's something Abbey. They have masses of snowdrops there, and we actually went there early in the year when the snowdrops were out, and these were flowering.
I saw your video, yeah.
Yeah, these were flowering at the same time as the snowdrops, and they looked absolutely amazing. But I admire them as well because they've got such absolutely beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, delicate-looking flowers, but they decide to do that at the harshest, most mean time of the year. Yeah. And they bring such joy and colour and excitement and interest to a winter garden. They're loved by the pollinating insects that come out sometimes on those milder days looking for a little nip of nectar or something when it's not much around that time of year. These are silly bone hardy. They'll take any amount of frost. They're quite drought tolerant as well. There's actually one in our little display that's actually drooping over because it's got a little bit dry under the lights, but you'll find that in the summertime. If you get a really hot dry summer, the foliage might wilt a little bit, but they don't die. As soon as the rain comes, it pops up again, and they are really good for shade or north-facing gardens. That's it.
Best thing to do is put them somewhere a little bit shady. It really makes a difference, doesn't it? And of course, those are tricky spots in our garden where a lot of, we can't get other things to grow.
No, there's a house I look after in Cambridge, and as you go into their drive, on the right-hand side, there's this huge, great big sycamore, and there are masses of these Becks growing in gorgeous clumps all underneath, and that's a real inhospitable area. It's bone dry in the summer, they get covered in leaves in the autumn. They compete with all the roots of the tree and everything, but
they still grow.
They thrive. They love it. They look stunning. And then sort of the snowdrops and other things come up in between. Yeah. So honestly, invest in these. Even when they're finished flowering, the foliage still looks absolutely beautiful as well.
Yeah, it's evergreen, so it's always there. And then every year it pops back up, creates little clumps. You can lift, you can divide, you can spread them around your garden.
And they seed about as well.
They do, and you get little wonderful, weird little hybrids happening, don't you?
Just yours, nobody else's, just your own personal ones.
561309. I don't know what the show plan looks like for next week, but I would imagine this is probably the last week we're going to see those. So it's a really awesome deal there. $23.79 as a club member, big saving on there. So use the code to get that saving and your free postage as well. Mechanopsis Himalayan Blue Poppy. You were all asking for it for a little while there. We brought it for a couple of weeks. It's still available for you. 3 jumbo plug plants here. A few of you have had success with this. He's grown them. I've got mine. I'm going to be growing them this year as well. Neil, I think you were doing it too. Sean's going to do it this year as well. So let's all grow our blue poppies and let's share our success stories when we get these going. Adam, give us your top tips for success, please, because they're not the easiest to get going, but if you follow these rules, you should be all right.
Yeah, absolutely, Bex, because there was 2 plants in the world I've always wanted to grow and get to flower, and this was one of them, and I never thought I'd be able to.
What was the other one, just out of interest?
The other one is called Myosotidium hortensis, and it's the
the Chatham
Island forget-me-not.
Oh, Oh, okay. Have you done it yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't get that to flower. But,
All right,
and
one out of two.
that's got a really amazing blue flower as well. But yeah, Meconopsis poppy about 2 or 3 years back. I got these to flower for the first time. And my secret basically was ericaceous compost. That's the first thing, because they like acid soil. The second thing was I never, ever let the compost dry out. Always kept it moist. And the other thing was I kept mine pretty much in permanent shade, or only allowed it the very gentle early morning sun.
Yeah.
I didn't, let it get baked in the middle of the day. I did all those 3 things, and I think Stu's got a picture somewhere. And I got mine to flower. And I tell you what, even though I've been gardening all these years, it was still such an achievement for me to get this to flower.
Absolutely.
Because the blue of this, I mean, blue's an unusual colour anyway for flowers, but the blue of these is another type of blue altogether. And I was just blown away by it. And they flowered for a good, sort of six weeks to 2 months.
So you will get multiple flowers on the plant. We can't guarantee you'll get them in the first year. If you do, whoop-de-doo, that's wonderful, isn't it? Congratulations. But it might be second year you're waiting for the flowers. I hope you do.
There you go.
But there's Adam's look. Looks great against that black fence. That's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's north facing, that fence. So north facing, so really didn't get any sun at all. And it was a nice cool part of the garden. Cause
Nice.
That's where they kind of grow up in the Himalayas. That's where they originate from. So they like a really nice, cool, moist sort of climate, really. And they tend to grow sort of along the sides of rivers and streams and places like that,
where
there's lots of moisture and stuff like that. Yeah.
You'll get multiple flowers. They will sort of clump, and you'll get multiples of those as they mature. And you're getting 3 of those jumbo plug plants in there as well. So please come and join us on the journey, because we're all having a go at this one. He's been successful, and we're going to be sharing our success stories very soon on this, aren't we?
I've got here too. Because I've got one now. And it's just starting to push out its leaves.
There you go.
Second year, and I'm 99% sure that will flower again this year.
Exciting. 480678 is the item number. £11.04 in the club. Begonias. Yes, we're bringing you the apricot fiery shades, an absolute staple, a classic, a favourite. Begonias are always one of our customer favourites here, but I think apricot shades is even more of a favourite, isn't it?
Yeah, and the way we've got them here, Bex, is the plugs as well, because you and I, about 6 weeks ago, Bex, we were talking about these in little packs as tubers, wasn't we? And we were telling you how to start them off as tubers. Well, if you missed out on that early time to get them as tubers, or you just don't want to have it's not that much hassle, but the kind of hassle of doing that, we've got these fantastic plug plants that you can now just pot on and grow on. Pop them on into a 9-centimetre pot, grow them on a little bit, and as soon as the risk of frost has gone, you can plant these outside. And these will give you just those months and months of the most amazing colour in your hanging baskets. And if you've never grown a hanging basket before, if you're brand new to gardening, if you've moved into a new house, or you're revamping your house or anything like that, and you thought to yourself, you know what, this year I'd really love to have some hanging baskets. I don't know what to try though, because I've seen how people plant them. They can be a bit tricky. Yeah,
and you get loads of combinations. Because I always struggle to know what to put together in a hanging basket. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you put it together and it looks absolutely ridiculous. But just these, and you will see them just. Begonia, apricot shades, or apricot fiery shades we've got here, that gives a stunning display. You don't need to mix these up. You can if you want to, but you don't need to at all.
I mean, I would say in a 12-inch hanging basket, I'd probably put about 3 of these. In about an 18-inch, I'd probably put about 6, thereabouts.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you've got the easy fills, because you've got all the holes to fill around the sides as well.
Plant them all, do the whole lot. But as I say, if you've never grown a hanging basket before and you want to guarantee yourself the most amazing results, go for these, because also another quick thing before we move on, whether it's a hot, dry summer, whether it's a cool, damp, dank summer, these do just as well. And when you come out on a dull day, they're one of those plants, look like they're emanating their own light source. They kind of create an aura around them of brightness and cheerfulness.
They do indeed. 400104 is the item number. We've got how much is that saving, Stu? I can't read it. £4 saving there. £4 off the RRP, and you're going to get no postage on there as well, as long as you use the code YGTV1225, which means if you're just ordering that one item there, you're saving over £10 with the postage and the saving that we've added onto that item. which is great, isn't it? And you get your 15% discount. I can't believe that we add a 15% discount after the savings that we've already given as well. Like that's, and we give you free postage too. It's just saving on saving on saving here, isn't it?
You might have one of your 4 £6 vouchers.
You might. £5 vouchers.
£5 vouchers.
There was too many numbers there, weren't there? Just too many numbers. Right, let's move on, shall we, to the complete summer flowering bulb collection over the end here. This is a value pack, but the flowers you're going to create they're not value, they're not boring, they're not rubbish, they're all winning bulbs in here. Some stonking varieties.
There are, yeah, this is a lazy bulb collection. Now, we've got some real absolute beauties in here. So, for instance, we've got the fantastic gladiolus there as well.
Tall, beautiful.
Yeah, tall, stately, kind of, late season kind of plants as well. And then, we've got the allium molly there as well, which are probably some of the early flowering ones. Yeah. Then right at the base here, we've got your freesias with your fantastic fragrance, double and single ones as well. At the top here, we've got the Accidenthera or Abyssinian lily. We've got the Broadier here as well, further down, and bang in the middle, we've got the Oxalis as well. Different heights, different colours, different structures, different parts of the garden, different flowering times of the year. Great for pots, great for beds and borders. Some are great for cut flowers, some are great for fragrance. So in essence, a bulb collection that's just going to bring you interest, colour, fragrance from probably as early as the end of April, May, right the way up until August or September.
Yeah, definitely. It's so popular, honestly. We had a delivery of 10,000 of these packs recently, and honestly, we're well over halfway through that. I think it came in 2 weeks ago. We've already gone through over half of that stock already.
And now is a good time to get these
actually,
planted.
3/4 of that.
Really?
There's 2,500 remaining. So, and honestly, that came in. It was only 2 weeks. Last Monday, 2 Mondays ago. So that's how fast that one is going. Obviously, there's plenty for today. You're absolutely fine. But just so you know how quick that's going. I don't know if we've got another delivery coming in. We must have, surely.
But, this is an ideal time to plant these, because I know we've had a few questions from folk who've said, well, I thought you planted all bulbs in the autumn.
That's true, yeah, we did have that.
Yeah, you would do if they were things like daffodils or hyacinths, your spring flowering bulbs, but these are your summer flowering bulbs. So you plant these now, sort of going into April or even early May, and these will give you summer colour this year.
Yeah, and the only two you need to be not just worried, just a little bit more careful of is the freesias and the gladiolus. They're not quite as hardy as the others. The others, you can plant them out now. Those you can either just hold off and wait a few more weeks before you plant them, or potentially start them off in pots and then transplant them later.
Yeah, definitely.
So 630130 is the item number if you want to go for your 300 summer flowering bulb pack. It is £14.99. which is a bonkers price anyway, but it's £12.74 if you're a club member, because you'll take your 15% discount off there as well. We're just going to bring you down to this end of the table because we've got the Coleus canina, the scaredy cat plant, and this is all about trying to deter the cats from your garden. If you are a cat lover, but you just don't want them coming into your garden and making a mess, if you hate cats and you want to keep them out your garden, this is the way to do it. It's nice, it's kind, it just doesn't hurt them, doesn't harm them. It's a bit like Strulch, absolutely. If you want to just keep this, the slugs and the snails away from your garden, but you don't want to harm them in any way, you use Strulch. This is very much the same, the Coleus canina. It gives a scent that they just don't like.
I love the way they call it canina as well.
Canina.
That's like doggy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd call it, you'd imagine it'd be felina, wouldn't you, after cats?
Yeah, felina.
But yeah, we're going to try this in our front garden, because John, my hubby, he has to do poo patrol every morning in our front garden, because there's some cats on our street that literally do doo-doos every single day.
Right,
in our garden.
cat doo-doo, is it just annoying, or is it going to damage your plants?
It doesn't really... It just smells. Yeah,
rubbish,
it is the worst smelling doo-doo. I mean, I've worked outside for a lot of years.
And it's the worst smelling?
No, Stu said other than fox. I think cats is the worst.
Really?
In fact, quickly oversharing, I was at work once and I knelt in a pile of cat doo-doo. And the smell was, and it was only in the morning.
Followed you around all day.
Yeah, so, do you know what I did? I actually poured some of my 50-to-1 petrol mix over the knee of my on my jeans, because I actually preferred the smell of petrol to
the
cat
smell
poo.
of that. Wow.
Don't do that, please.
Please don't do that.
It's something I did.
Especially if you're a smoker.
And I tell you what's worse, when you're line trimming and you whack it with a line trimmer.
Oh no!
Yeah,
oh my word!
And you're wearing eau de cat poo all day. So if you don't want to be in that kind of situation and you want to deter the cats without harming, damaging, frightening, scaring the cats, do this. It's much better than putting all those gels down and pepper and sonic devices.
And you're getting a pretty plant as well.
Yeah, you
know,
are.
it's a gorgeous foliage plant. It creates nice little neat mounds as well, doesn't it? So it's a great little gap filler in your borders. It's perennial. It's evergreen. It's a member of the mint family, but please don't let that put you off. You can sort of tell that from the shape of the leaves and everything as well on there. It's not invasive like mint.
No, it'll just form like a little clump.
Nice little neat mounds, really nicely well behaved.
Yeah, and not very tall either, only about sort of 5-6 inches tall. So, but it's one of those sort of very innocuous kind of plants as far as you're concerned that will, as Bex said, just blend in between other plants. And you can see by the leaf design there how it's the mint family, can't you?
You can totally see it.
When you grow to buy mint, it looks like that, doesn't it?
Look at that grumpy cat.
Yeah, and that cat doesn't. That's not smiling like a Cheshire cat, is it? That one. That's
oh, I don't want to go over there.
That's looking like a really, really miserable cat, that one. But yeah, it just pumps out this fragrance that cats find really, really repulsive and offensive. So it just actually stops them from going on the area because they pick up that odour, and especially once the weather warms up as well, the actual sort of oils in that plant that give it the smell, they become even more volatile, and then the cats can smell it even more, and so it'll just put them off. So we're going to try it. I'll be honest, Bex and I are always dead honest on this programme. Never grown it before, never tried it before, but John's going to order some. We're going to sort of dot about 12 of these plants around in the front garden. What we'll do, actually, we'll do a bit of a control area because we've got a path that goes down the middle. The bit on the left we won't put any in, and the bit on the right we'll put these in. And,
see what happens.
Yeah, and I'll report back to you and let you know what's happened.
Great idea. I hope you're going to give it a go as well. Neil sent the message saying I'm doing all of that, re the poppies, so thank you, Adam.
Oh, good,
because Neil is the one trying to, one of the people trying to grow the blue poppies. Thank you very much. A few people nipping off to their allotments and various different things. Simon's got to go. Steve, thanks for being so chatty and helpful. You've kind of kept that chat going and answering along with Jay and everybody else in there, so thank you so much. I'm sorry I haven't kept on top of that very much today. I will do better. We're bringing you back over though to the Lysosteria. Oh, who on Facebook? Hilary. Good morning, Hilary. We're talking about what the foliage looks like on the grand daisies. She thinks it looks a bit marigold. Yes, I think you're right, Hilary. You can definitely see a little bit of marigold on there as well. My brain wouldn't work, so I appreciate you helping us out in the chat there. Thank you. If you want to join the chat, you can. Facebook, YouTube. You can email us as well. I have not checked the emails for ages. Have we had any emails?
That's always
loads of emails.
When you
better have a look.
Live show like us, and you have that train of thought sometimes, don't you? And then it just goes, doesn't it?
Just goes away.
Just goes. And then it's like, whoa.
I walked into a room the other day and went, I've got no idea what I walked in here for. And then I walked back out again. And I had to say, it worked, Stu. I walked out the room and I was like, oh no, that's why I went in. And I came back in again. It's funny what happens, isn't it?
Can't do that live on there, though, can you?
Alison says, I can't remember what it was for now. This is my Ceanothus standard in a window box, underplanted with freesias. Adam's tip, so thanks.
Wow.
So yes, this is your tip about the long window boxes. So planting it in the middle so you get that pyramid of colour.
Lovely.
That looks amazing.
Oh,
That's the Durham window box as well.
Yeah, we so need to see that when the freesias are out as well.
Yes, please.
That's going to look amazing.
Right, Woodfield. Luke says, exciting morning, sunny and feels like spring. Got 2 deliveries due, cell trays and compost at the ready, 40 geranium, 40 lobelia pro plugs and peony girl next door arriving. That's amazing, Luke. Fantastic. Tracy, hi Bex and Adam, super excited at my first cut flowers of 2025. First cut flowers. Please you see my pictures of my beautiful teeny bouquet. I love the colour of these flowers. Also attached is my lasagna bulb planter in Helix planter, looking good. This is a very cute little bouquet. Hang on. Oh, hang on, I've got to go the other email. Apologies. There we go. Look at this lovely little posy and bouquet she's got here. That vase is beautiful as well, by the way.
Look at those. Yeah, those are anemone.
Oh, look.
Anemone decaying, those are, and they're absolutely beautiful.
And look
stunning.
at the lasagna planting.
Isn't that lovely? And that, Bex, that is such a nice colour combination. That purple and yellow always works well, doesn't it?
You are brilliant. I think that is the spring mix, isn't it? We did the... It's the first I can't remember, but we called it the spring mix. I think you're right. I think it is that. Oh, Tracy, thank you for that. Grimmy, Kojo in bloom now. Yes.
Look at that. Almost like little snowdrops, snowflakes, aren't they, hanging down there?
Aren't they beautiful?
And it's almost, when you see it that size, Bex, as well, it's almost got a bit of a kind of bonsai
feel to it, yeah. That's why I love them so much, because I'm a big fan of bonsai. Yeah, that looks gorgeous. Stu's just saying that you must get a decent amount of sunshine there, because we've obviously got lots here at the nursery, and they're not. I mean, there's buds, but they're not fully blooming yet. Oh, hang on. Anne's asking a question. Good morning. I'm late again, but I'll catch up. Just saw this when I went to order. Can you explain what it is? Oh, she's talking about the Superior Plant Food. So you can order a bag of it for £1. It's just like a little trial bag. Is it the 100 grams, Stu, do you know? That's the Rose Balloon Booster. One. So all it is it's that bag, which is normally worth normally worth £4.99. But I think you can do it as a trial for £1. Just be careful, it might add postage back into your order. But it's just a way of getting some people who've never tried it before maybe to give it a go. So that's why that is there, and I hope that helps. So yes, we will answer your questions if you send us your emails. Stu's just trying it, it does add postage. So if you want it, you might as well go for a big tub. It's more about people who've never tried it before, who are ordering from the website, who are currently already paying postage. It's a good way of them just getting a little trial bag to try it out. Right, that's it. We've caught up on emails. Wonderful. I don't like to ignore the emails, so thank you. Quick one on the pheasant berry, because that has got popular. It is a beautiful big plant, isn't it? This is in the 2-litre pot. So it's a nice established. Did you take this out earlier? I think you did. Yeah, and
you
nearly poked me in the face with it. I remember.
Yeah, nearly a Beckside berry, wasn't it? Yeah.
You've got the wonderful rooty root system on there, so it's a really big, healthy plant, really nicely well branched, and it is beautiful as well. The flowers that you get on here are incredible. It's not fussy, is it?
No, this is a really vigorous plant. I would not be surprised at all if this flowered for you this year as well. Year one, it can get to about a couple of metres tall, and it is one of the least fussy but one of the most beautiful shrubs you can grow. It doesn't mind if it's on clay soil, sandy soil. I can think of customers' gardens where I've seen this. In fact, we used to look after a garden in Buckhurst Hill where the soil was solid, awful clay, rock hard and cracked in the summer, waterlogged in the winter. A lady called Mrs. Ross, she had one of them. It grew really, really well. The garden I'm going to this afternoon up the road from me in Swaff, from where I live now, really sandy soil, growing fantastic in sandy soil as well. The one I mentioned before was in shade. Hers is in full sun. They really don't care where they grow. A couple of metres tall. This one's got lovely sort of goldeny coloured foliage, and then you've got those incredible flowers, beautiful. I mean,
really beautiful shape to them.
Yeah, I mean, unless you sort of look at them, I mean, imagine trying to describe that to somebody. It'd be really difficult, wouldn't it?
It looks a bit like nothing else you've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps Pat Butcher earrings, but other than that, I couldn't really, and that probably doesn't do it justice, to be honest. And then you get these gorgeous, gorgeous black berries that develop where the flowers are, and they look like a pheasant's eye, hence the kind of pheasant's eye berry, or the sort of the other names that it gets revolving around pheasants. But if you want a shrub that's dramatic, will grow practically anywhere, flowers for months on end, really hardy, frost tolerant, drought tolerant, easy to prune, easy to look after, last you for years and years and years, honestly grow this.
Yeah.
You plant it, you leave it, you love it. That's all you've got to do.
511523 is the item number. We have taken a £5 off the price there, and then you're still going to get your 15% discount being a club member. So use that code YGTV1225. That will give you that club discount. Sorry, no, it will give you the saving, and it will give you the free postage as well. Next, Adam's going to show you some pruning tips. Okay. He can't help himself. He's always got some secateurs in his hands.
It's a compulsive thing, because if I see a little winter snacky bit,
yeah,
which is common after the winter, that's what I do every day now at work. Anything that's like, got a little bit knocked back, but you haven't got to worry about this being completely knocked back, because this shrub, again, like the one before, like the Lysosteria, this is super, super hardy. This will get through any winter, it'll get through any summer, really, really drought tolerant, super frost resistant, and again, pretty much grows anywhere as well. It'll grow on clay soil, sandy soil. But the good thing about these kind of lilacs the Palabin lilac, or what's also known as Korean lilac, is it has a very long flowering period. You think of the normal things like Syringa vulgaris, the sort of French kind of lilacs that flower in May for a couple of weeks tops, and
and
they go
get
over.
stupidly tall.
They do. They get really, really tall. This is much more compact. Thinking through the gardens I've looked after, there was a garden I used to look after in Buckhurst Hill where the lady had one of these, been there donkey's years. It only really got to about 1.5 metres, 2 metres tall.
Yeah.
But I remember it used to flower all the way through the summer, from about sort of June, July, August into September. And every time I walked past, it was like, oh, that's lovely.
I know. Lilac, the scent from lilac really is gorgeous.
Really sweet.
And obviously once this gets growing, gets a little bit bigger and you get those flowers, you can cut those and you can create those beautiful little posies and bring that scent indoors as well. It's in the 3-litre pot. It's really beautifully established. It's only £16.99. And to have that wonderful fragrance and all of that glorious foliage all the way through summer months, I think that's incredible. And it doesn't just give you the flowers for a couple of weeks, does it?
No,
it does flush of flowers throughout the summer.
It does keep flowering. And the one here, I mean, if this is typical what we're sending out to you, this is already covered in flower buds.
Yeah, there is.
So, you know, this is going to start flowering this spring.
Actually, that's really early, to be honest
that
with
is
you.
quite early. But do you know what this is saying? I'm noticing, Bex, you know, in the last 10, 15 years, with the way things are going.
Yeah, we are seeing differences.
Yeah, they're saying now a lot of things now are coming between a month and 6 weeks earlier than they were perhaps 20, 30, 40 years ago. So sometimes the old rules don't apply now. Yeah, this will keep repeat flowering, and then it's a shrub that even rewards you in the autumn as well, because the leaves turn a really fantastic bright yellow before they drop. So yeah, a fabulous shrub. In fact, both of these two could be bedfellows really, because though they're different in the way they flower, they're both shrubs that are just so easy, so straightforward, and once planted, you just love them and leave them, nothing else to worry about.
There you go, 510349 if you'd like to go for the Syringa Lilac Palabin in the 3-litre pot, £16.99. Now, with pretty much everything, a couple of exceptions that need your ericaceous compost, you're going to need our premium professional compost. Please become a compost snob, just like the rest of us here in the potting shed. Let's hear from our lovely Sean Ryan and the head gardener on how good it is.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. So I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, there's slow release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see that there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic, and plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in, but most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's, what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. they grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the well, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough. Yeah.
Can't recommend it highly enough, and that comes straight from the head gardener, and of course from all of us here at YouGarden and our regular customers, who always highly recommend it as well. 100 litres delivered direct to your door, and for some reason it's cheaper than last year if you're in the club. How weird. We put the price up, but then we increased your discount, so it actually works out as a lower price than you were paying last year. We're not going to question it, we're just going to tell you how good it is to be a club member, and that is one of the reasons, particularly if you buy lots of compost, and we all do, don't we? Right, let's talk to you about the Head Gardener's Red Collection. We introduced this to you for the first time last week. It's a clever collection. Brought it back from last year. Did we do the Head Gardener's Red Collection last year? Wow, I've got a complete mind blank to that. I remembered the other Head Gardener's collection, you know, the one that had the pink L and the Escalonia, the flowering collection. Did we? Complete mind blank. Anyway, it's back. That's the most important thing, isn't it? We're getting the Imperator Red Baron Bloodgrass, which in winter actually turns this lovely, you get this burgundy colour on here. So it's a nice, interesting plant throughout winter. Obviously, it does go a little bit dormant. And what we would do probably at this time of year is chop that off. You'd probably chop that top bit off there. And then what you're going to start seeing very soon is new growth starting to appear here. And then it turns into that beautiful blood red colour that you can see there, reaching about 50 by 50 centimetres. Best colour in the brightest, sunniest spot you can find, but it can cope in a slightly shadier spot as well, can't it?
Yeah, it doesn't mind actually, and I've got that in my own garden in quite a sort of a moist area in a central bed. It's beautiful, Bex, every year. And what's so unusual about it is the way the stems start off kind of that really limey green colour.
It is a really bright lime green colour, isn't it? Like that.
And then suddenly, you know, they just go this blood red kind of colour on top. It really is one of the most extraordinary grasses I've ever seen, to be honest. Really, really stunning.
Definitely a standout one. And then the next one we've got for you is the Nandina. Now this is it still $14.99, Stu, on its own? So it's $14.99, and that's a deal price, by the way. It is on the show available, and in the winter you're going to get all these beautiful red colours on here. But within the collection, it's less than £10, basically, it breaks down to. But this is what I call one of our multi-season feature plants, because it just changes colour constantly throughout the year.
It does, yeah. I mean, and it always looks fantastic throughout the year.
Always looks good.
It's evergreen, it's compact, it never needs pruning, it's absolutely ridiculously drought tolerant, it's frost resistant. Eventually, if you're lucky, it flowers, and it has little tiny white flowers which are really quite sweet, and then it will produce berries. Only gets to about knee height, and any time of the year you always get this combination of red and green foliage. It's knockout. It's one of my Nandina and Nandina Obsessed.
Yeah.
Some of my two most sort of favourite go-to shrubs, to be honest.
Yeah, love them. Absolutely easy. No maintenance. I often talk about low maintenance plants, but that's pretty much no maintenance. Doesn't need pruning. Stays nice and compact. Really easy and absolutely beautiful. And then finally, in the Head Gardener's Red Collection. Excuse me. I just had a little mouthful of nuts during that little break there because my tummy was rumbling. Finally, in the Head Gardener's Red Collection, we've got the Photinia, the little red robin though. So not a massive Photinia. This one stays more compact.
It does, yeah, because if you think of normally Photinia red robin, Oh, that could get sort of 2 or 3 metres tall, really, really tall. It's taller than that. But this one is much more compact, probably knee to sort of waist height. Again, evergreen, so it looks good all the year through. And the new foliage comes out this really, really lovely, fiery, deep red colour. Lovely heads of flower there as well. They do have a fragrance to these as well, quite a sort of unusual, sort of sweetish kind of fragrance.
They do. I love this fragrance from those flowers.
Yeah, it is nice. And that the white flower heads, again, contrasting with the red leaves and then the green leaves. Certain times of year, this plant has got so much going on. So the fact that you've got all 3 of these beauties all in one collection, I think is going to be, just a real eye popper, to be honest. Really, really beautiful.
Yeah, love them, honestly. 201210 is the item number if you want to go for the Head Gardeners Red Collection. 2547 as a club member. Obviously, you access that by using the code YGTV1225. All 3 plants will be delivered at free postage as well if you use that code. Under £10 each, even less than that if you're in the club. This is why you love watching us here on YGTV. Now, we brought back for you the deal of the week, and it really is a deal of the week. Half price deal here, less if you're in the club. 5 beautiful roses, award-winning ones. We've got Rose of the Year, 3 of them. We've got an RHS Award of Garden Merit with Arthur Bell included in there. Again, not a lazy collection. These are all really popular roses, aren't they?
They are, yeah. There's Pascali in here as well, which I really like. For me, there's 2 really sort of famous white roses, Pascali and Iceberg, and I adore Pascali. But yeah, these are just a fantastic way to get roses going, because these will be planted up in a few weeks' time and pot grown, and then you might be paying £25–30 each. So get these in now. When you get these home, just very quickly, all you need to do is just soak the roots in a bucket of water for 24 hours. Soak 24 hours, and then this sort of chunky bit here, what I call the knuckly bit, the union, just make sure that bit is about between 1 inch and ½ inch below the soil level when you finally plant them. That stops wind rock, it stops suckers as well, and it will just establish the plant really, really well. This is a sort of a larger version I'm showing you here. Obviously, the ones you're getting are a little bit more sort of trimmed back and compact, but these, get them in the ground, do what I told you there. These will definitely get established, and these will flower for you this year, and they've got little labels on that are colour-coded, so you know which one's which.
Yeah, it's really important, particularly if you're colour coordinating your garden. 200413 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. We are getting to the end of bare root planting season, but there is definitely still time to get your bare roots in the ground, and you will get flowers this year. I know you will. I've planted bare root roses multiple times now, and every year you still get roses first year. Of course, they get bigger and better in the years to come, but first year you do get some beautiful displays. Now, a lot of people have been adding these into the basket, and this is a handy little item, isn't it? So you're going to get your 3 skelly trays, which are these ones here. So you're going to get 36 holes basically, but you're also going to get your bio pots included as well. So just jimmy those out. Give them a little squeeze and a tug, and then you can put all of your biopots in here. Now these are biodegradable, so once you've filled these with compost and then you put in your plug plants and grown them on, you can then take the whole pot and bury the pot. That means that, do you know what, it's just a bit easier. You're not disturbing the plant. It's more likely to get established much quicker.
Yeah,
there's lots of real good reasons for doing that, isn't there?
Yeah, that's really important, Bex, with some plants as well, because some sort of seedlings transplant easier than others, but some don't really kind of like that root disturbance. So if you started off, it's quite therapeutic, this, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it.
If you started off sweet peas in these, or runner beans, or even garden peas, good thing is you can then, just as Bex said, just plant the whole thing, pot and all, into the ground, into your pot. And the roots, in fact, what you'll see is with these, when you've got your runner bean or whatever plant established, you actually start to see the little roots penetrate through the pot.
Yeah.
They'll actually come through the side of the pot. Plant the whole thing in, it'll rot down in the ground. Fantastic. I mean, if you're not worried about plastic, and you don't want to keep using loads of plastic, well, this is your ultimate kind of solution, really, because I say, totally 100% biodegradable.
100% biodegradable. We sell refill packages, so you can just get those, because obviously you're going to refill, you're going to reuse. In fact, I might get some of this. You're going to reuse your skelly trays. You can easily transport them and move them around your greenhouses, your conservatories. It's a really handy little thing. And then you could even use them just for standing other 9 centimetre pots in to transport those around your garden as well. I like that. I might add those to my basket as well. 130325 is the item number. It's £16.97.
Can you stack them once they're... You can stack them.
Yeah.
So you could fill and stack and get, ready go. That's nice, isn't it? I like
Brilliant,
that.
isn't it? £16.97 for those 36 of them in total. 130525. Right, let's take you to the favourites table. We're going to start with this one over here, which is the Geranium, the Decora Balcony Collection. Adam's pick for the show. He's the one that asked for us to put this on the favourite table this week, didn't you?
Well, I hope I've made the right decision.
Well, we'll soon see, won't we? I'm dropping you in it if it's the wrong one, aren't I?
Well, I did OK the other week with the anti-riders.
You did indeed.
You can't always be a winner, can you? Sometimes you come unstuck. But yeah, I do adore these because if you're a bit of an absent gardener sometimes, and by that I mean, you might work away from home during the week. You might have a really, really busy life.
I'm an absent gardener at the moment.
Yeah, and but you want those baskets, you want those troughs, those pots, those containers to look really, really good. But you can't water them every single day. Grow these. These geraniums are so drought tolerant. If you didn't water these for a week, if you didn't water them for a couple of weeks, honestly, they would still be alive. They'd still be fine. So that's one good reason to grow these. But also, it's just that endless multitude of colour that you get from these right the way from
you get ages on these as well, don't you?
Yeah, and I mean, these plants we got here are already so stunningly beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if once you sort of get these going, that you would start to see some flower buds appearing.
Would you do some pinching on those?
Do you know what? I think they're pretty much all right, Bex.
They look okay, don't they?
Yeah, because I can see there's already some sort of extra stems at the base there, but it wouldn't hurt to perhaps pinch out the odd sort of... I'll tell you what, look at this one. That could be a candidate for pinching out. Look, that one's a little bit more leggy.
Yeah.
So what I would
give it a little pinch right in the middle.
Can I do it?
Yeah, go on. Why not?
Right. So where you've got sort of see these two leaves on the top here, I would go down to about there. So literally, index finger and thumb, pinch that out, and then all these little side buds in the axils of the leaves down here, they'll branch out.
Yeah, get more energy going to those parts of the plants.
Yeah.
Get those branches, more flowers.
And then, as I say, for months, you're going to get these deep, deep purple. You can get this gorgeous red colour. They're going to sort of mix and blend if you want them to. You can do colours separately, whatever floats your boat on that. And if you look after these in the winter time, and I don't mean mollycoddle them, just literally keep them somewhere bright and let the compost dry a little bit, frost-free. Even if it's only 2 or 3 degrees, they'll actually just poodle on through the winter. Next spring, you can bring them out and get them growing all over again.
Easy peasy, there you go. 401461 is the item number. You're going to get 12 of those plug plants for £12.74. Next, we've got the verbenas over here. Lovely. Oh, it's shot into the leads. There you go, look at this. OK, so we've got the verbena trailing collection. Now, these aren't massive trailers, but they tumble, don't they? So great for putting in pots, also for putting in hanging baskets, and you will get that tumbling sort of effect from them. You
do, yeah, because when they start off, if I take sort of one out here, when they first start out, they tend to be a little bit more upright. And again, look at the root on that. I mean, that's such a little beauty, isn't it? Yeah, they're sort of upright to begin with, but as they gradually grow and they get the weight of flower on, then they start to tumble. So they're great in troughs, pots, hanging baskets, really easy to look after. Just water, feed, use our blooming fast liquid feed just to keep them going. Deadhead them if you can. Really easy to deadhead with a little pair of secateurs or scissors. And just enjoy it again. So many months of colour from these. I think what's probably really popped out for people with this particular collection is just those really deep contrasting colours. I mean, really super strong colours there. Sometimes we bring you bedding plants that might be sort of fiery colours. Sometimes we bring you sort of pastel colours. These are a much sort of darker, sort of definite colour. But I remember way back in the 1980s when I started my first job in a garden centre, these were as popular then as they are now. You wasn't even born then, probably, was you? No, you must have. You was probably born in the 80s, yeah. I was looking at you to try and think of a joke to make about that, but I didn't come on. I started my first job when I was in 1986 or 7, I think it was. I was 7. No. I was 9. 9. I love him, really. I've just taken the mickey. Let's move on, shall we? That's the verbena trailing collection. £12.74 for 12 plug plants. You don't look 82, you know. No, that's good, really. That's quite reassuring. All right, let's bring you over to the Coreopsis, the Uptick collection. I really enjoy this one. Perennial plants here. But again, joking apart, going back to the period I was talking about just now, again, coreopsis back in, when I started out working in garden centres were just yellow. They just didn't have all these fabulous colour ranges we've got now. I mean, look what they've done with them now. They've just created this kaleidoscope of colour with these really beautiful sort of double-coloured, bi-coloured flowers, easy to grow. All they want is full sun, well drained. They're perennial. They'll come back year after year. At the end of the season, don't cut these back. Just leave the growth on top. Let it die off during the winter, and then come the spring this time of year, you'll start to see all those lovely little shoots come from the base. Take the old growth off the top, let the light in, and they'll come back and they'll just give you a display all over again. But they're one of those perennials, Bex, that once you plant, you can just plant and leave, and they just keep rewarding you for almost minimum input. Yeah,
they really do, honestly. That's why I love coreopsis so much. Don't have this variety, but I do have that wonderful yellow, the early sunrise or something it's called. And I'm going to plant these with that because they will just look so cool. They will make friends. I know these are perennial, they're not herbaceous, but, I'm just thinking of some of those herbaceous plants I've got, like the geranium roseanne and Rudbeckia and things. I think they're going to work really nicely. Obviously, there's loads of combinations you could put those with. So 480984 for your coreopsis. It's £12.74 for those 6 plug plants. And then we've got the fuchsia Julie Horton, number 2 at the moment. We'll see where it is by Sunday as to which one's in the lead. But this one was the most popular most of the way through our live today. Gorgeous shell pink.
It's not surprising.
Beautiful colours.
I didn't find out who Julie Horton is, but should I know?
I think I'm sure we tried looking this up last year and we couldn't find it or something. I will do some research, see if I can find out.
Well, I tell you what, whoever she is, what an honour to have a plant as beautiful as this named after you, because this fuchsia is absolutely beguiling. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. I love this. I mean, even the buds before they open are just incredible. That lovely, super healthy foliage. And then, many flowers on this all the way through the season, right the way from midsummer into autumn.
And easy as well. You just need some good feed, don't you? Fuchsias are hungry.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Bex, as well, fuchsias can do quite well in a more shady part of the garden.
Yeah.
So, if you've got perhaps a more east-facing aspect and you want some hanging baskets, doesn't get sun all day, they'll do fine there. In fact, fuchsias will almost thank you for not being baked to death, in the midday sun, because they can wilt and get a little bit stressed if they're really baked. But grow these this year and just send us your amazing pictures and show us how beautiful your homes and houses look with these baskets.
I can't wait to see all your beautiful pictures. I'm such a nosy person. I love seeing in your gardens. So that's the fuchsia Julie Horton, 6 of those plug plants. All of these, by the way, you can see they come in the miniature greenhouses, all boxed, all delivered to you, in the best condition. Just give them a drink when you receive them. Obviously, they'll have been in transit, they'll have been in dark for a few days, so they might look a little sad. So just give them a little drink, they'll perk right back up. Pop them on, and then you can plant these out when the frosts and things have passed. Finally, on the favourites table, we've got our argyranthemums. We've got the marguerites for you. The grand daisies next.
Marguerites, yeah. Again, I remember when I first started out being self-employed, marguerites were just white. They were plain white. But boy, oh boy, they were really popular. Then they brought out some pink varieties and they were really popular. But look what we've done with them now. Oh, my goodness me. These are just incredible. Even the foliage is beautiful on these.
They do look like marigold foliage. You're right. Hilary, thank you for that. They do.
Oh, and I think something else that just reminded me of as well when they're small. Cosmos foliage.
Oh, yes.
A little bit like cosmos
as
well.
Bit, yeah.
But look at these. I mean, what really jumps out to me with these, it's sometimes the simple things about a flower, isn't it? If you took that little ring of colour out the middle, these would just be... Yeah, they'd be so different. But with that little, look at that little the bottom where
it adds a massive amount of interest.
Look at that little ring of gold around it. I mean, how beautiful! It kind of so delineates that flower head.
It does.
That sort of dark centre, that lovely kind of yellow halo around. Oh, look at those! I mean, that's a picture that speaks 1,000 words, isn't it?
That colour mix is amazing. How big is each one of these plants going to get? Because I imagine there's multiple in those tubs that we're looking at there.
Well, no. I mean, one marguerite can grow to a good size. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, one marguerite plant can probably get a foot wide and about sort of a foot tall in a season.
Wow.
They really do bush out.
So one of these little things here could get 12 inches, 30 centimetres.
I mean, what I would do as well,
amazing.
As it gets a little bit bigger, I would I just did a thing there.
Quick.
Because Stu said about that thing about what we're going to... and I meant to say pinch out, and I said peach out. Yeah, just pinch them out a little bit to get them more bushy. And you know, one plant will form a dome about so big. Yeah, it's about the size of a colander. So... And the flowers will cover the foliage.
Yeah, they will.
And the pollinating insects will love you. They'll come and shake your hand.
401580 is the item number. £11 and 4 pence. £2 saving. So put the code in to get your £2 saving. Put your code in to get your £6.99 postage saving as well. If you want your patio peach, crimson, bare root tree, grab that now. £16.99. You should say, oh, it's huge, honestly. You've got £5 saving on there. Beautiful blossom on here. And yes, you can grow your own peaches here in the UK. It's the perfect plant for growing in a pot. We're bringing you over to the Power Daisy collection. You got the yellow, you got the orange, you got the oranges and the lemons, and I love that colour combination. Easy.
I love the name as well on these Power Days. It really says all about these because these really are powerful plants. They're going to just give you colour for month after month after month. They're kind of related to the sort of the calendula family, the pot marigolds. So they do fantastic in pots, containers, troughs, hanging baskets, beds and borders. What they really like is a nice open sort of sunny position, well drained. Grow them singly, grow them mixed. It's up to you.
There you go, 480-393-2123. And these are jumbo plug plants. Just quickly. They are big ones, okay, so they've been grown on a bit further. They're almost garden ready. Just wait for the frosts to go before you plant them out. Next up, we've got the Potentilla collection for you. And Adam was saying earlier that this is, if there's one plant you can think of that's going to flower for the longest but be the easiest, Potentilla would be the one, yeah?
Potentillas are fantastic. Really, really easy to grow. They like a nice sunny position. They like quite well-drained soil. But it wouldn't be unusual to expect these to flower for 4 or 5 months. They form a lovely sort of mound shape when they grow. You can just leave them to do whatever you want them to do. You can trim them back early in the year if you want to and let them grow back. They're not really fussy about soil. They don't mind whether it's clay, whether it's sand. They don't mind poor soils, gravelly, stony soils. All they really ask of you is just put them somewhere really sunny and bright. That's what they really like. And you'll have them for donkey's years and for months and months and months, just smothered in beautiful flowers. And again, loved by the pollinators.
There you go, 511139 is the item number if you want the Potentilla collection. Those are in 9cm pots, they're not plug plants. We've got the Begonia apricot shades, no, apricot fiery shades, I should say. So still all those shades of apricot, but they do tend to have a slightly sort of brighter, flamey coloured edge, don't they?
Yeah, kind of slightly more sort of punchy coloured flowers on there, but look how beautiful these are. And again, if you've never grown a hanging basket before, if it's your first foray into sort of like growing hanging baskets and places and troughs and so on, grow these. These don't mind whether it's a hot, dry summer, a cold, wet summer. Once you've planted them, all you got to do is feed them, water them, and they even deadhead themselves.
There you go, 400104. Big, healthy plugs. I pulled the leaf off. I even really enjoy the foliage on begonias as well because they're just interesting. You get the burgundy colours and you get those gorgeous greens as well. 400104 is the item number. We've also got our soft fruit Lucky Dip collection here where you're going to get 3 soft fruit. We don't know which ones. It could be a blackcurrant, it could be a blueberry, it could be a raspberry. It's going to be a Lucky Dip. And it might be your opportunity to try something just a little bit different. You will get 3, $12.72 in the club. They're nicely established. I mean, you know, these are rooty beauties. So it works out, what was that, $4.28 a plant or something or other. So really amazing value for money. 310195 is the item number if you'd like to go for the soft fruit triple pack. We will be back on Sunday morning, sorry. Adam and myself will be here from 9:30 on Sunday morning. If you want to see the best stuff, 9:30 is the time to join because that's the sneaky little preview that you get. So make sure you're in from 9:30 in the morning. But it's been lovely to have your company as always. Get outside, go do some gardening. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely day today. Thanks for your time, Adam. Thanks for your knowledge.
Cheers, Bex. No, enjoyed it. Thank you.
Loved it. Big thanks to all of you too. See you on Sunday. Bye.